Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving to the regular meeting of the Dearborn Heights City Council on November 26, 2024. Madam Clerk, the meeting to start at 6:31 p.m. Madam Clerk, can you please take roll call?
Yeah. Hassan Ahmad is absent. Moby Dun.
Here.
Nancy Breyer.
Here.
Robert Constant.
Here.
Denise Malinowski Maxwell.
Here.
Hassan Saab.
Present.
And Tom Wenzel.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm going to have our Dearborn Heights Police Officer Hamoud to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Officer Hamoud, please.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. You may be seated. Next up, we have the agenda approval.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the agenda for the regular meeting of November 26, 2024 as submitted.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion on that? Councilman? Any discussion? Are you sure? Because you sent me something here you want.
Was it the agenda?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm trying to work on my computer here. I can't get it not going.
Can't get it either.
Yes, it's, thank you for reminding me that. I'd like to walk on an item on today's agenda. Okay.
By the way, the only reason why I stopped the councilman, ladies and gentlemen, is because he asked me to walk something on. I tend to not do that
Sorry,
because
yeah.
I know George and our clerk don't, they're not the happiest when we do that, but he brought us something here, he dropped it on our desk, it's printed, and I figured, if the councilman took the time, I know during this very busy week, I know it's, it's the holidays. I said,
Okay, all right, yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and grant him his walk-on,
Okay.
which I know nothing of what he's walking on
Okay,
until I
yeah.
walked in here.
Thank you, Council Chair. Honorable Council Chair and members, I'm requesting your support and approval for
What?
the following.
Hang on, we're just gonna add it to the agenda first,
Okay,
okay?
all right.
What letter would that be under, Madam Clerk? I believe reports from city official would be 9H. So we'll be adding 9H to the agenda. Councilman Wenzel.
In each.
And we'll call it motion regarding Hassan Jamal.
Thank you.
Council Chair.
Hang on one second. Councilman Saab, would you like to amend your motion to allow 9H on?
Yes.
Councilwoman Breyer, would you support that?
Yes.
Yes? Any discussion on that?
No,
Councilman
but I would also,
Constant?
I'd like to table 9A till we have a chance to discuss it.
Well, why don't we table it when we get over there?
All right,
How does that sound?
that sounds good.
Okay, any other discussion on the agenda approval? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you very much. Next up, we have public hearings and comments. It can be on agenda items.
Approval of minutes.
I don't have the approval of minutes. I have
Number
none.
4. On the 12th, meeting of the
Darn it,
12th.
I knew it. I'm sorry, guys.
Council,
Hang on. Next up, we have approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of November 12th, 2024.
Council Chair,
Councilman
I
Saab.
move that Dearborn Heights City Council approve the minutes from the regular meeting of November 12, 24 as submitted.
Second,
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion on that? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have public hearings and public comments. It can be on agenda items, or you can talk about whatever you'd like. Please step up, state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on. Sir, I know you've asked for an additional minute, so I'm gonna be able to give you, you're gonna be able to get
Council-
4 minutes on this.
Council Chair, just 1 second. If you want to speak, you can speak after this gentleman. Okay?
1 second, guys.
Good evening.
You have 4 minutes. Please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on.
My name is Hassan Jamal. I live in the state of Michigan. I refrain from stating publicly my address. Precaution for retaliation from some city administrators.
Please speak into the mic.
Good evening, council members. Good
Is your mic
evening.
on?
Oh, I don't know what's going
Oh,
on.
yeah, it's on.
Go ahead.
Again, good evening, council members, chair, missing co-chair, Mr. Ahmed, Madam Clerk, Madam Treasurer, she is on Zoom, everybody here and everybody on Zoom. May God bless you all this evening. I came today here to say I appreciate and value your support over the years that I served this community and this city. It's truly been a pleasure working with you all. And it's been an honor to serve the city, a great city of Dearborn Heights resident, in too many different areas, especially getting over $8 million to serve the creek, the flooding of the Ecorse Creek, and over $4 million in less than a couple of years from HUD to help the people rehab their homes. I've had a good time serving the city, its residents, and working with you peacefully, cooperatively. With that, thank you. I wish the city and you good time. I will be around. This is my community. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jamal served us as the CDD BG. There's so many different names for it. CDD, CDBG.
CEDD, Community and Economic Development Department, and I
Thank you.
used to be the Executive Director for the Housing Commission.
Thank you.
of the City of Dearborn Heights.
Thank you so much for your eminence of service to the city of Dearborn Heights. Thank you very much. How you doing, sir? Please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on. You got 2 minutes.
Hassan Ayun, P.O. Box 1132, Dearborn, Michigan, 4121. Chair, how you doing today, first of all?
Thank you for asking.
I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you very much. You know, I come to city council all the time. You know, I go to Dearborn all the time, and they want to arrest me, censor my speech. And, you know, it's just crazy what's going on. You know, I've go all over the state of Michigan. I've never got arrested, but only in Dearborn. Fake news like TCD, very simple. And
Point of order,
when it
watch-
comes, excuse me, sir, I'm talking.
Point of order,
don't,
please.
don't censor my speech, please.
Not
Don't censor
censoring
my
it.
speech. I didn't mention nobody's name. I mentioned a company.
Go ahead.
So it's very simple. I can say whatever I want when I want to say it. So you can't censor my speech. You know this. Why are you doing this for? First of all, you guys respect me, I respect you. When you don't respect me, I can come to this podium, criticize all the city council members, and nobody can say nothing to me. This is America, the land of the free. First Amendment right is protected. But you guys don't want to protect it sometimes. You must protect it. We can fight this, go to court, do whatever we want. This is America. And I tell people, I can say whatever I want. And when I speak the truth, people get mad about it. Oh, this guy's criticizing. I'm not criticizing nobody. It's very simple. I just don't like people get silenced. And when I get a gentleman like Mr. Hassan over here, you know, I don't know what H is, but I'm asking you guys to approve it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. He's helped the city for a long time, Mr. Baidoun. And I know that I really don't know what it is. It just, you guys didn't put it in detail. Can you tell us what it is?
If you're sticking around, you'll be able to know what it is.
Then how am I going to speak about it?
9H is about the,
It says his name, that's it. Are you going to recognize him? What's going on?
I mean, Councilman, would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, it's simply putting a motion forward to allow Mr. Jamal to purchase a year of service, which is allowed in the charter for 5% of his annual pay, last year's annual pay.
That's fair enough.
Simple. And he's worked so hard. I mean, his employment, is no longer with the city, and he deserves, his pension and his retirement.
Yeah, if he's gonna pay out of his pocket, why not? It's a no-brainer. That's something that he should do. I'm asking you guys to approve. If that's the case, I wish you guys would approve it, because it's a good thing, because somebody wants to pay out of his pocket, it's not paying out of the city's pocket, I would approve it, Mr. Chair, I'm sorry, I have to speak directly to you.
Please.
So you won't sit there and say, excuse me, and hold on, and this and that and the other. It's nice to come here to see your beautiful faces. But when I go to Dearborn, I feel insulted. I come here, I feel like you guys are happy to see me, especially you, Mo, by doing laughing.
Mr. Rowan, I can tell you openly and publicly, we really appreciate you. We enjoy your presence. We love when you come over here and when you speak from the heart and you're being who you are as a person. I can tell you, I want to give you a little bit of that gratitude, and I want you to know that I admire you and I respect you for it. When you start going crazy and stuff, that's when you kind of.
I'm not going crazy. No, listen, I don't go crazy. It's my amendment. Listen, my speech cannot be censored. I live in the United States.
That is correct.
Look, it's very simple. You cannot be censored. But Dearborn loves to censor because they think they run everything and nobody can say nothing to them. It's very, like, if I go there right now and if I'm speaking the same way I was speaking here, guess what happens? I'll be arrested. Issa Shaheen will come to the podium. Mr. Ayoun, you have to leave. If you don't leave, you'll be arrested.
Mr. Rowan, you do have to
hold
leave.
on. I've never heard that from a chief of police here.
Mr. Rowan, you
Very
do have to
simple.
leave. Your time is up. Thank you.
Yourself a disservice, announce that to everyone.
How you doing, ma'am? Please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on when you enter the podium.
Okay.
You got 3 minutes. Did I
Okay,
say 3
thank
minutes, or
you.
do we do 2 minutes, madam?
Hello? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Good afternoon, council members and fellow residents. My name is Elizabeth El-Juni. I'm from Crestwood High School, and I live on Whitefield, and I'm 16 years old. I'm here to shine light on the issue of public safety. Our community is at a breaking point, and if we don't act now, we risk losing the very heart of what makes Dearborn Heights special. Picture this. You walk down your street and see a neighbor's car broken into, or worse, a local business covered in hateful graffiti or facing hate-driven damage. Well, this is a reality, and these events aren't isolated incidents. They are a part of growing trend of crime that threatens our city. Let's view some evidence. For example, the 2023 police reports. What do they show? They show a 15% rise in thefts and vandalism, along with increased reports of loitering and even violent acts in public spaces. And just to be clear, this isn't just about property, it is about our collective sense of security being eroded. Especially for young people like me. This is a direct threat at our future. We're the ones who will walk these streets, play in parks, and live in neighborhoods. And when crime rises, it affects everything. Our education, our ability to trust our neighbors, and our confidence in our future. But here's the truth. We don't have to accept this. We have the power to turn this around. Immediate action can make a difference. Here, I brainstormed some ideas that we could possibly take. For example, we can look into providing better streetlights, especially with daylight saving ending. It's tending to get darker earlier. So maybe with streetlights, and I know it's sad, but maybe the lights will help it be more visible so that people are less likely to cause hate, like graffiti or damage to people's properties or businesses. Another thing we could possibly look into is community programs that bring us together. Maybe if we cause community programs that bring us and unite us, then these crimes are less likely to happen, because this type of violence has no room in our city. Public safety not only prevents crime, but ensures our community is one where everyone thrives. Happier families, thriving businesses, stronger neighborhoods, and more opportunities for young people, businesses operating without fear. The time to act is now, and I urge this council to address the rising crime in our city. So let's take a stand for safety, for unity, and for the future of Dearborn Heights. Thank you very much.
I gotta say, at 16 years old, to come before this body and this audience, being here, we're so proud of you. We thank you. And whatever you want to do to help us support this, we're gonna support you with it as well. Very welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing, ma'am? Big smiles. Please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on.
Tulane Street, Dearborn Heights, 48125. When you get to this young man's situation, could you please pass it? You know, I've told you before, the only thing this city needs is DPW, police, and fire. We don't need the rest. But he's the one that came and helped us at the senior center, helped us put in the new toilets. Nobody would do nothing, and he did. So we need those three main things, but we need everybody. So if you would please pass his, it'd be greatly appreciated, because I know you don't want to see me anymore, so.
God, if only you knew.
Well, you love to see it every day.
If only Rose knew how much I love her.
Remember?
How you doing, sir?
Rose?
Please state your name, the city you reside in, and the street that you live on.
Rose.
Trapkowski, Columbia
Hang on,
Street.
Councilman, please. We have another person
Yeah,
up.
okay. This one.
Go ahead.
Trapkowski, Columbia Street. I have to agree with Mr. Pepe. Mr. Hassan Jamal deserves what he gets and what he's paid for. He has brought this community several millions of dollars through Community and Economic Development Department. He's going to be greatly missed. Not only that, who's a qualified person to replace him? I don't think the so-called replacement is actually qualified because,
I'm going to ask you to refrain from that. I mean,
well,
He didn't mention names, man.
I didn't
come
mention
on,
any
nothing
names.
from the
No
audience.
name.
Okay,
Um,
just refrain from it. Let's,
Well, considering our mayor's past history of hiring illegally, I don't think there's a qualified person there doing it.
I can
Anyway,
tell you that the hire on this one was not illegal.
you sure about that?
Technically, it's an at-will position.
Okay. Getting back to what I was saying, the experience that this gentleman carries far outweighs whatever the mayor's thinking, as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, grant his wishes, because it's been done for several other employees throughout this city, throughout the last 25 years that I've worked for the city. So it can be done. Make it so. Thank you.
Vince, thank you so much, sir. You do, ma'am, are you speaking as a resident, or are you speaking as the treasurer,
Clerk. The clerk.
I mean, the clerk?
It's been a long year, hasn't it? I'm actually both.
I'm going to let you speak as a resident today.
Okay.
Go
okay.
ahead.
Then
In
I'm-
3 minutes, please state
Lynn-
your name, the city you reside in,
Lynn
the street that you live
Senya,
on.
Dearborn Heights, Kennedy Street. I would just like to thank Hassan Jamal for his service to our city. I've known Hassan for over 20 years when we started working together at the Parent Advisory Group at Crestwood High School. And he's had nothing but compassion and the best interest of our students and our residents in his heart.
And I recruited you to the city.
Yes, he did. So I thank you for all that you have done yes.
Not going nowhere.
Okay, and to stay with us, okay? Thank you, Hassan.
Council Chair?
Thank you.
Council Chair,
Yep.
may I speak as a resident?
You can get up and speak there as a resident.
You want me
if
to
like.
go?
But you can, or you can just speak as a councilwoman.
No, I'll do it as a resident and a councilwoman. I appreciate Mr. Jamal. He's worked so hard with our Ecorse Creek Commission. We've worked together for 2-3 years now. And in fact, we have 60 more houses on the docket. How many?
$8 million so far.
Well, I know, but I mean, what did you have set up for next spring to be demolished so that these people can leave Hanover and Courier Streets and a couple on the east side of Telegraph as well, who have constant flooding? This man has done marvelous things to make this happen, and he really deserves to be appreciated. Thank you, Jamal.
Anyone else in the audience? You can talk about anything you want. No. I see we have some on Zoom. And it is our treasurer. Ask her if she's speaking as the treasurer or as a resident.
Good evening, as treasurer and resident.
I'm gonna have you speak as a resident then.
Okay. All right, well, good evening, honorable council chair and council members. I want to, first of all, the Crestwood student that got up and spoke, I really want to commend her and all of our students. What a wonderful thing to be so engaged in the local government and offer valuable ideas. I want to encourage them to continue doing that. The second thing with Hassan Jamal, I am going to echo what everyone else has said. He's a wonderful person. He's a wealth of knowledge. He has contributed so much to our city. And I don't want us to forget when we first started this journey with the new administration 2020 during COVID, he was budget and compliance director, which was amazingly important to the work that we were doing and continue to do. So I ask you, please consider supporting item H. The last thing I want to do is thank Councilwoman Malinowski Maxwell for her item on the agenda regarding SIMCOG. I have been part of Southeast Michigan Council of Government since 2011, which is even before I was elected. So I have been going to all the things. I've served on several task force, the executive committee, the legislative platform task force. I've been a member for years and years, and I've been the delegate. I am the delegate. So I do hope that you, honorable body, would consider supporting that. Thank you. That's all.
Council.
And Madam Chair, would you mind muting me and take you took my hand down already because I'm driving. Thank you.
Council Chair.
Yep, Councilman.
I have, for item 9A from Councilwoman Maxwell's motion, Lisa's, our treasurer said that she's the current delegate, or current councilman.
We'll talk about it when we get to that.
So I just want to know if we could clear, if she's driving, I just want to, if she's on the record, just.
I am the delegate, sir. I've been the delegate. The alternate for our city is Mr. Robert Constant. And I can provide all those.
Okay, guys, we're gonna talk about this when it gets over there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Democrat delegate?
Doesn't matter.
All right, anyone else in the audience? Anyone else on Zoom? If none, next up, we got 6, which is fund transfers and current claims.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the claims in ACH wire transfers 6-1 through 6-21 and 6-23 through 6-36 as submitted.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Come on, guys, we gotta do better than that. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up is consideration of bids, city engineer Deeb bid award, drinking water state revolving fund, DWSRF 2024 water main replacement change order number 1 for the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council award the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund, DWSRF 2024 Water Main Replacement Project Extension Change Order Number 1 in the amount of $10,496,275 to Bridigar Contracting as the lowest bidder as outlined in 7A.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion?
Yes. Mr. Deeb? So you said this was an update, right? No, you said the water meter was an update. So this is the award. So is this part of the CSO program or?
No. This is the ARPA money. That's not the, this is the ARPA money. Now, this is a federal procurement guideline. And if you recall, when we discussed the project before, ARPA money has to be committed, obligated by the end of December. So signed contract. This is part of it. And it was when we put this contract out initially, before the change order, was in July. And the only reason we didn't include that part was because we're still working on what is the magic number. What we intend on doing is to obligate all of ARPA money and don't leave anything on the table. So I need to know that last number, which is the premium pay, which up until last meeting when we were discussing that, it was tabled. We're looking at what is that magic number. We know we have, we know what the total amount is, ARPA. We know after the $10 million obligated, what we have left. So I'm working with both the treasurer and Michelle Lewis, trying to find out what the magic number is. And as of today, that magic number is the 10496 that is left, that must be obligated, or else it goes back to the feds. So what we decided to do, if you recall the discussion about where's that money going to go, the water main breaks, the 130 breaks that we have so far this year, we had them tracked the last 4 or 5 years. And in your package, I put a color-coded map showing where all these water mains are. So we track the water main breaks geographically, and this is intended to put, it's not going to eliminate 100% of the water main break, but this commitment tonight will put a huge dent on replacing the bad water mains that are over 60 plus.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
We got back $24 million in ARPA funds,
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yep.
24.
Yes.
We used $10 million.
I have a
into-
breakdown in your package. Yes.
We used 10 million, right?
I'm going to tell you right now. So, as of today, 24,314.
And then let's break it through, where we spent.
I'm giving it to you to the dollar. 24,314,462. That was the magic number. 24,314,462. You obligated $10 million to general fund, and then we paid ARPA professional services of 79,187. And then we have the premium pay figured at 489 even. And then we obligated $3,250,000 for the CW SRF project. You guys approved it. So that, the math, that leaves me with exactly $10,496,275.
What about the $7 million that we allocated that was supposed to go towards the CSO, and nothing from the audience, please, where we were supposed to go towards the CSO and the other projects?
$3,250,000. It's already.
What about the 2.9 million that also went to balance our budget?
10 million out of the 10.
It came out of the 10.
This has been confirmed by everyone. These numbers are accurate. And then, so they're designed not to leave any money, because if I don't commit it, it goes back to the feds.
Yeah, but why are we waiting why are we the 4th and 1? 4th and 1, we're making a decision.
Council Chair, I was waiting till I wanted to know what your premium pay. You added part-time, you added part-time employees.
No, we did not. What we said was, give us the numbers. If you go back and watch the meeting, and by the way, nothing was added. We said, first of all, we asked who's getting paid.
Okay.
Did people leave? The people that are coming, was the people from 2020? You know, like, where did the money come from? Then we said, give us the number if it was also included for part-time employees.
Okay.
So, and then we asked for both of them to come before us. And neither one of them was given to us. And now here we are, 4th and 1, and we're scrambling. Everybody's trying to figure out a play.
I still, I'm just, okay. Just like you, I've been asking for that number. I'm not an accountant, okay? I've been asking, what is my magic number so I can commit it? And this is what I have.
Guys, listen, nothing. Point of order. I don't want to hear nothing from the audience. Please.
So I have the treasurer's number. I have Michelle Lewis, Plant Moran. These numbers are pretty accurate. And if we commit them, we make sure that it goes against water main update.
Jadid, I want to swear that settlement we made, that we were getting from, if we put X amount of dollars, we got back X amount of dollars. I could have swore that it was more than 3 million. I'm telling you.
He's talking. No, these are accurate. So we only committed, there was two grants that were DW and CW, Clean Water State Revolving Fund.
Correct.
And Drinking Water State Revolving Funds. We only committed ARPA to one of them, not to two.
I know, to one of them, but I could have sworn it was.
And that number is the 3,250,000.
So the 7 million was bond dollars for the meters.
That's what it was. We got, okay.
Yep.
And then we used 3 million from ARPA, and then they matched, okay. So that was the one that we were celebrating, that we got 100% on, and then we got back, it was 75, then we got back to 50, that one, yeah.
Okay.
But you did a good job on that, Mr. Deal. I swear I'm not taking a shot at you, I
No,
swear.
you are.
Council Chair.
That's okay. This is, again, I said that before. When the state found out that you still have lead service lines, that changed everything.
Yeah.
lead service is a higher priority than water meters, so that's.
You got it. Go ahead, Councilman.
Chair, I think you were correct. When we got to 24 million, right away, we took 2 million plus to balance the budget. And then we took 10 million. There was never, I don't think it was ever, the 2 million wasn't part of that 10 million. I've been asking for a breakdown of the ARPA funds for a while and with no results whatsoever. Also, about a year ago, I had a resolution where we gave holiday bonuses to all the employees. And that equaled $700,000, and that was supposed to be out of the ARPA money.
Well, what she did was, I believe what happened was we set aside 700,000.
Yeah.
But it didn't use the entire 700, and
Well,
actually,
there's
they didn't
no-
use it at all.
Yeah.
They never, no, they didn't do nothing at all. I think what they did was,
Well,
they came before us, I believe the
who's they?
former HR director came up before us and said that they want to give a holiday bonus and we need to sign this PTO or DPW contract. And that was the bonus that they got. Nobody got any ARPA bonus because it was never.
Well, that was specified in the resolution.
I know, but it was never released. It was
Well,
set
then
aside, remember we set
then
aside
someone's guilty
700,000.
of a crime then, by not following city council's resolution.
I mean, there are several resolutions that have not been followed.
Well, I mean, it's time for us to put our foot down
I know,
and
but
start holding people accountable.
the reality is,
If city council makes a decision, that's law binding. If you don't abide by a city council decision, that's a misdemeanor, that's a crime.
that is correct. But I want you to know, the $10 million, we have to allocate it today because we're going to lose it in December. Those have always been the rules for us. I mean, why are we coming to us right now, right before Thanksgiving, saying we're ready to spend it? And I know you just got the numbers, Mr. Deeb. I'm not blaming you. But the reality is, we've been asking about these numbers for over a year and a half. It's like we've been hiding it from the council. Don't forget, we are the decision makers when it comes to facilitating the money. Nobody else.
I go to the finance people.
I know.
and ask for
I'm not
money the
blaming you.
same way
I'm just
do,
venting
because
towards
that's
you.
not my department. I just wanted to know what we have money to spend. And this is what my objective, not to leave money on the table. We have a huge need, and it's going where it's needed most.
Why not give rebates to everybody's water bills with the money?
It's not qualified. It
You know,
doesn't qualify.
Let's figure out how much we got. We got to the end of December. We can make this decision December 31st.
No.
By the way,
No,
Yeah.
the contract has to be signed. I need to get that company to sign the
As far as
contract.
your part goes, yeah.
Yeah, I need to get a contract. I need to get
I'm
a
saying,
signed contract.
I'm saying spending
you
the
know,
money. We can do whatever we want.
well, this ARPA money are restricted funds, Councilman. And I'm not trying to
Well,
side with Mr. Deeb.
in a
I'm
sense,
just-
they are.
They're restricted.
No, they are.
They are certain restricted funds.
Infrastructure,
I mean,
infrastructure.
but I mean, I would love to give it to everybody for their water bills. That's actually a phenomenal idea. Give all the residents 1 year of no water bills. We'll be the greatest city in America.
Research it, maybe it's approved, maybe it's illegal, research it.
You know? I know, Mr. Deeb, you know, I did also put a resolution called the Joey Smith Initiative to set aside, it was 400,000 plus 700 from ARPA funds. We never end up doing that either.
Yep.
Like, I mean,
Council
the
Chair,
councilman's got a point there.
I
Like,
think the first thing we need to do is figure out if we're going to give that employee bonus or whatever they call it, and how much it's going to be.
Premium pay is
Yeah,
already figured
yeah, the premium.
in this
Let's
number.
figure, that's our first thing, figure that out before we make any other decisions, because we won't know what the number is that we're dealing with.
I mean, we are very limited on time on this.
Well, when we have to, Mr. Deeb just said, we have to figure out what that premium pay is going to be.
I have it, 489, it's on there. It's figured into this. I already
that's-
have that
and
number.
who made the decision, though?
$489,000.
Who made the decision who's getting paid what?
What we decided, what you guys decided last.
No, never decided anything. Then it was tabled and it was said
I will
to
be
hand it
happy-
over to the council with the numbers. How much you'd be paying if it was just full-time, they were current president. We didn't even know who we were paying. I asked the question, does that mean the former police chief gets it? Does that mean the former HR director gets it? Does that mean, Mr. Jamal's gonna get it? We don't know.
I simply asked our.
Do you have that breakdown there? Do you have that breakdown of everybody that gets it?
It's in
Every person?
it's in your, actually, your documents from page 71 to 77. It's right there.
Last minute, so you can jam them up and say, hey,
Guys, Mr. Roon, if you do it again, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
I got you.
Please stop.
Well, for the record, I'm all in favor of this water main issue, situation.
This is a qualified
There's
expense.
there's not a day that goes by where you don't drive down the street and see a broken water main. That's a
So
fact.
I had 130 into 2024 water main breaks. And if you look at the numbers, it's costing us close to $600,000.
What does this project entail? Briefly,
Replacement
yeah.
of the oldest sections of water distribution systems in both the north and the south. So if you look at the map, when we track them, we have a pretty good idea what sections are. The clusters on the map show the number and the location of all the water main breaks. So these are the things that we've been repairing. So this project is designed to replace the worst part of the water distribution system, which should technically lower the cost of operation, which is part of our water bill. That's the reason why we're doing it.
How many linear feet would this cover?
I don't have that. Right here, hang on, it's in there.
Was the question how many
Linear feet of,
It's 24,000
yeah,
linear feet.
24,000.
feet?
And these are water main, this is
all the
wa-
same size water main? It's basically-
mostly, but this is pipe bursting, so to minimize disruption, pipe bursting.
Well, Council Chair, like to say one other thing. We had a water main break on the end of our block last week, and there was water coming out in 50 different places. And the DPW, the water department, they came out there and they fixed it. They dug a hole that was 5 foot by 5 foot only in the street. They pinpointed that water main break and found that, my hat's off to them, because normally you dig up the whole street, and all they did, they fixed it, and they put some gravel in there, and it's, road's back to normal.
Yeah, so it isn't just the water loss, sir. It's also the repair cost, the time that's involved and all that. And if it happens on weekends, you're looking at water losses quite a bit. All of these have to be.
I know
added
too,
to-
we're at the mercy of the DTE on these water main breaks, because we have to wait for them to come out to mark their.
Misdig,
Yeah.
Misdig,
yeah.
all of them. So it could be gas, water, it could be anyone, cable company, whatever. But it's so not only that we have water main breaks that are close together, which means the line itself is old and obsolete. So you're constantly having to go back and dig up the same pavement, dig the same hole, repair the same pipe. The main issue is that we, as a city, we have an old system. It hasn't been updated. It's an old system. This is designed to take a big bite, hopefully, reduce the cost.
All right, what do you guys want to do here?
Hold on one second.
Well, we got the, I'd like to see that breakdown he's got of the employees getting paid and what
Yeah, I
they're
couldn't
getting.
find it. I was
I was looking
on my
for it.
emails.
I think, George, was it given to us?
See, I don't have it in my email. I was just looking it up.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was for the Warren Valley.
So that's a lot.
This one.
I can give you the accounting of that. That should be.
You said what page was this on?
Yeah, 'cause I couldn't, I just.
No, we
looked
never,
on my
it's not on our
email.
backup,
1 to
guys.
77.
Went through our backup 3
No, it's not
times.
in the back.
I didn't see
I
it.
just looked too.
Council Chair,
Go ahead.
Paul Vanderplow is Chief of Staff. If you're asking for a breakdown for the ARPA funds, I'd be more than happy to provide you an accounting for that and get it to you here in short order.
Okay, well, it'd be, tell us, well, what was supposed to be given to us from the former chief of staff was a breakdown of who's getting paid, and if, another one with who's getting paid, and if it was going to also include part-time employees.
I will get on that, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. So we don't know what that number is just yet, Mr. Deeb. So maybe if we can, look, I'm all about supporting this because I think it's something that's needed and I don't want to lose the money. Maybe we make it for 10 million even, or make it for like 10.2. That way we don't know if we're using, because if we still want to give some money to the part-time employees, we don't know if we have enough of that money. But if we're allocating right now to the DWSRF.
Council Chair, this is a unit price contract. So if you approve it we will assign the work up to whatever that number is. I really don't want to leave money on the table.
No.
Because if it goes back.
So why don't we go back to this, let the chief of staff come up with the numbers, we'll come back to 7A, we'll hold off to it, and we'll vote on it, and the last thing to vote on.
Today? Is that tomorrow? We can't get it tonight.
Council Chair? Yeah. Council Chair, can we have like maybe the other departments plead a case for this money? I mean, who's to say, I know this is important, but maybe there's something we're not aware of that another department says, hey, I need $1 million really bad for this. Parks and Recreation or,
DPW is in need of a lot of equipment, but
yeah.
I'm sure there's grant money for that as
Yeah,
well.
we need, tree trimming equipment,
look, really, Councilman, I agree with you. But what I had this conversation with this council, if we want to have these discussions with Mr. Deeb, we had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, even Tuesday up until 5 o'clock to make those conversations with them. We come to the council meeting and we're just like, we want to drill them in. Look,
I'm not drilling
I know you're not drilling them, but it's like, I feel like every time we're here, we're constantly dragging this guy's feet through the mud. Look, regardless of however you feel for Mr. D, at the end of the day, he's still putting in his service just like you're all putting in the service for the city. He has to get a little bit of gratitude towards that.
No, I'm not, Council Chair.
I'm not specifically speaking about you or any one council member.
No, Council Chair,
I'm just giving a little bit of gratitude to Mr. D. That's all I want to do for a second. I do think, though, we need to set aside a little bit of money in case we do want to include a part-time, or if we don't, we can just use the entire unit fee for the.
Council Chair, what he's saying, it's a unit price. If we put all the money forward and we end up changing it, we still could.
Yeah.
And if there's any changes at the next meeting that comes for the money for employees, well, we can always come back and take it from that because it's a unit price.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll do less
work.
feet. Yeah. So if you approve it now and then come back next meeting and we have to reduce it by 200,000, we'll just do less
work.
Yeah.
And look, this, fixing up these water main breaks is also going to prevent a lot of these higher water rates. I mean, if you saw Dana Parrish's breakdown, you'll see he broke down. A lot of it has to do with our water main breaks. It's an aging infrastructure. Yeah, we need more things with the Department of Public Works. Yeah, we need more things with our parks and recs. And IT and all these other, and our police and our fire. Reality is we also have a very aging infrastructure. So, look, guys, I wish we had an extra bill. I wish we had an extra 10 million. We'd be fixing everything in the city. Unfortunately, we don't have Mr. Jamal anymore. These are good discussions, but I think these are discussions that we can have outside of these chambers, and we can have them before coming into this meeting.
Council Chair?
Yep.
Just like take the vote, but I'd like to put on the record that if we come back with a certain number with the employees, if it's short or anything, that we would amend this back to less work and take the money back towards employees, so we're not holding up the money.
Or, and if Councilman Wenzel, you can come up with the next week and in the next week and a half, I know it's the holidays, and say, hey, you know what, I found out that we need to allocate an extra $1 million, let's just say, that we can use towards a new tree trimming truck or, something for the Department of Public Works, or 400,000. I'd love to put it towards that. I know some of it has to be towards infrastructure.
It has to be infrastructure.
What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to penalize us?
Council Chair, can it be toward increasing the pay of DPW workers?
No.
That's not infrastructure.
No.
That's not
That's
infrastructure?
infrastructure. That's what the rescue plan was. I wish you could add it to my salary, but you can't. I would.
I know we don't have enough general labor. We have openings in general labor of our DPW.
All right.
Okay, so,
Can we go ahead and take this to a vote?
Yes.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any other discussion?
does that include part-time? We never
Well, no,
answered that.
we're going to
This
amend
is
it.
not this.
We can amend it if it's not
okay.
enough money at the next
Okay,
meeting.
all right.
I'm also going to have a special meeting
Okay.
before December 10th, so we can also make a vote there. Please, George, put down that there will be a study session on the first Tuesday in December.
That's the tree ceremony.
Okay, it'll be that Wednesday. Wednesday or Thursday? We'll discuss.
The approval should be per linear feet, not by the total, because if we sign the contract, it's going to be legally.
And they said linear feet, 24,000 linear feet, it's unit price. And we'll go back and change it.
Approve it by linear feet, not by total amount.
It is. But the total amount is for us not to lose the money.
Yes.
And we can come back and take money away from it because based on work.
Yes.
Let's go take it for a vote.
Hey, please, Mr. Jamal, nothing from the audience, please. Any other
Don't work
discussion?
here anymore.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have 7B, DPW Director Dancy Bid Award, DPW Underground Lift Number 1 Repair Contract.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
I move that Dearborn Heights City Council award the bid to the Department of Public Works Lift Number 1 Repair Contract to Allied Inc. for a total cost of $111,309, which includes the cost plus 10% contingency for possible underground issues to be paid from GL account 101-265-981-000 and GL account 101-371-981-000 as outlined in 7B.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? I will just give a little bit of kudos to Director Dancy, going above and beyond, over communicating. I mean, you know, I know when we had one of our residents calling in about a mattress that was out for weeks and weeks and months, and maybe even years. This guy was on the ball. I mean, I'm seeing street sweepers out. Really, I'm seeing residents messaging saying how they're seeing the street sweepers out. You are like killing it, man. Thank you so much. Round of applause to you. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries. Next up, we have City Engineer Deeb. Here he comes running back. Capital Project Engineering Consultant Rate Schedule.
Council
Don't worry
Chair.
about it. I think you're going to be fine on this one.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council award bids to the recommended consultants for a 3-year contract for the following capital project. Number 1 is citywide master plan, Spalding Decker. Number 2 is
New fires.
new fire station design partners and architect PLC. Number 3 is ARPA projects design weight trim. Number 4 is the CWSRF and DWSRF design weight trim. Number 5 as needed site testing and evaluation by A&E Services. And G2 Consulting Group.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by the Councilwoman Breyer. Mr. Deeb.
Council-
Yep.
As outlined in 7C, I'm sorry, Council,
Yep.
Chair.
Councilman Saab.
I have a A&E Services. Have you ever used that company before?
Which one?
A&E?
A&E, no, this is Architectural Engineering Services.
The as-needed, number 5.
As needed, architectural as needed. So it is, AE stands for Architectural Engineering Services as needed. And that will be, again, if I may, I can get you through how it was done.
Okay.
This, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so this is a qualification-based QBS bid, probably the first for us. So what we had to do in order to accommodate all the projects that are federally funded, things like the design for the fire stations, the grant we received for the master plan and DW and CWSRF, as well as the fire station, I said that already, require that qualification-based services will be, so the consultants be selected based on qualifications, not cost. So this is what we had to do. 10 companies applied, real good company, applied for the qualification based on that consulting RFQ, and they included Fishback, A3C, Weight Trim, Hennessy Engineering, Stantec, Spalding D. Decker, CDPA, G2, Time, and Partners in Architecture. So the main thing is the selection committee was made out of 4 different departments in the city of Dearborn Heights. In addition to engineering, the selection committee included the fire department, the library director, and then DPW/administrations. 4 different people evaluated these proposals, all of these proposals, and put together a score, a combined score, which I gave you a copy of, average combined score. So these selections were made by by selection committee consisting of 4 different departments. The next step was to obtain the rates from all these companies, which we did, and then this is what we're presenting. Now, we intend to award all these projects. If you recall, back about a year ago, we had in the budget some money to start the initial phases of the master plan, and then subsequently we received grant money, but the grant money was federal, so I couldn't use the RFP or a bid award. I had to go to qualification-based services. So this is what we did. This is these people, these consultants are going to be with us for the duration of the capital projects that we have. So all the capital projects, including the fire station, which we have design money for, I need to proceed. That design money, Congresswoman Tlaib informed me that it was state ARPA. So being state ARPA, I'm back to this qualification-based services. So that selection committee selected the company, and we also selected the field work. With your approval, we can proceed with that design finally and evaluate the sites that we keep talking about. We wanted to initially evaluate them, but for me to use that money, I had to go through that process. So that's what we have today.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded, well, actually I had one quick one. You know, I'm just gonna take a shot at you on this.
Sure.
Because I tend to
You
do
always
this.
do.
But the 2 things we've been promised, our residents for the last 5 years, actually.
Okay.
We're on our 5th year now. January 25 will be our 5th year.
I haven't been with the city for 5 years.
Okay, you've been with the city for 4.
3.
3.5, okay. We're gonna go on to 4 right now in
Okay,
January.
okay.
In January, you'll be 4 years, with the city.
March.
4 years. You got on when I got on here. You're actually 4.5 years. But, yeah, because the mayor was appointed, you were brought on. You're going on to your 4th year. So,
Okay.
water meters?
Whatever.
Water meters?
Yes.
Please, nothing from the audience.
I have.
And master plan.
Okay.
Water meters, hang on, I'm not asking for it just to go back. I gave you some gratitude at the last one. I'm gonna give some gratitude to some of the residents here. Water meters and master plan.
Okay.
We are continuing to let our residents down on these 2 things that we have constantly been promising them.
So there.
I don't even need to hear back until we see something. But I just want you to know, I always see water, master plan, water meters, master plan, I'm putting it out there again, I'm putting it out to the universe.
Approve my consultant.
Thank you so much. Motion made by Councilman Saab.
I just want one question.
Yeah.
The money for the fire station, the $10 million, did you say that was from?
No, the design, this is
No,
for
I
the
know, but the
design.
money that was the grant money that we've got through
That's
Representative Burns.
construction.
Rashida.
Design,
ARPA
we
money?
receive- No. the
Okay, I thought you said it was
design.
ARPA. That's okay, that's all I want to know. I thought I heard you say it was ARPA
The
money.
design money, the $500,000
That's fine,
check
yeah.
that's still sitting, that
Okay,
money
okay.
came from state ARPA, which must be obligated.
Okay, all right.
And
Just-
now we have a consultant to start the design, so I will obligate that
Okay,
money.
all right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other discussion? Seeing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries. Mr. Deeb, congratulations. Councilwoman Menalowski, next up, we have reports from city official. 9A, Councilwoman Menalowski Maxwell, Southeast Michigan Council of Government, SEMCOG appointment. SEMCOG. Councilwoman.
Council Chair?
Yeah.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council reappoint City Treasurer Lisa Hicks Clayton as the delegate of the Southeast Michigan Council of Governments, which is also known as SEMCOG, for the year 2025 as outlined in 9A.
Motion made by Councilwoman Menalowski Maxwell, seconded by
Second.
Councilman Wenzel. Any discussion?
Council Chair.
Councilman, hang on one second. Actually, I'm going to go to Roger on this first, and then I'm going to go to Councilman Constant.
Council Chair, thank you. Thank you for Councilwoman Maxwell's recommendation, and I respect our treasurer, obviously. Our mayor has indicated if we can table this because there's indication that he's already the delegate appointed for the Southeast Michigan Council of Governments, and he will produce the paperwork from the organization to support this. So my recommendation
Is
is.
the mayor here? Because he was just in our closed session.
I got to Councilman. I believe that how that's what he's indicated, and I have to give him
Where's it
trust him
at?
by his word. If it's already there, we want to be unified. I'm not saying deny it, I'm just saying that we table it till we get the proof from the mayor and from the council itself.
Thank you, Roger. Hang on one sec. I'm going to allow Councilman Constant to go next, but just to respond to Roger real quick. The mayor can't ask us to table things when he hasn't been to a meeting in 3 meetings. And he has that given right to not show up because he's just a guest in our meeting. But you can't ask us to do something and you not show up.
I'm not saying that it's asking you to do something, I'm saying something already.
I know, it's not you. I'm saying to the mayor.
Yeah.
My
but it's
message is back to the mayor. No.
Yes, Council Chair, no disrespect. But if it exists, all we're saying is just table it. I'm saying it already exists, that he's appointed already by the council.
Which
It'd be kind
council?
of silly to do and.
Where's this paperwork at?
Until we get it.
I'm going to allow, guys, nothing from the audience. Nothing. I'm going to go to Councilman Constant next, Councilman Menalowski Maxwell, and then Councilman Wenzel.
Council Chair?
Yes, sir.
I think this is a very important committee, SEMCOG, and our delegate should be someone with some knowledge about regional transportation, about water and so forth. I think everyone would agree, it's fair to say that we should discuss amongst ourselves who we would like to appoint, and then look into the records and see who is the current delegate and alternate. And we shouldn't just do this out of the dark. I've talked with several of the council members. Some did not return my phone calls, but this is an important appointment.
Are you
Needs some discussion.
the current delegate?
I believe I am, yes.
The mayor believes he is, Councilwoman believes she is, the mayor believes he is. This is amazing.
Council.
Hang on one
Chair?
second, guys. I'm gonna let Councilman Constant finish first.
Yeah, Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton, when she was on the council, was the delegate, as I recall, and I was the alternate. And there were some problems, but she hasn't been the delegate in quite some time.
Okay. Anything else, Councilman?
Again, just I think this is something important appointment that we need to discuss.
Okay. Thank you.
There are other council members that are interested in the appointment.
Okay.
Council Chair, I show as of July 26, she was an executive committee member. I just got this at the last minute, so I didn't have a chance to research it as much as I should have, because I didn't realize there was a question about this.
I just did a search of her.
Hang on one second, Councilman.
And it does show Lisa Hicks Clayton as an executive committee member as of July 26, 2024. I didn't find anything stating anyone else. And also May 3rd, she was
I'm sure
also an
Google will
executive.
tell us a little bit.
If you look at the meeting minutes, she was at both of them, and she was the executive committee member listed. in
Council
Dearborn
Chair,
Heights.
I did several searches of her name on the SEMCOG website, and it comes up with 0 under
I've got
Lisa
the
Hicks, which is her
screenshots.
actual name, Lisa Hicks Clayton. So, but again, it's to make the appointment, it's something that we need to discuss and at a minimum, make sure that the person we appoint has the time to be there and is qualified.
Council Chair,
Hang on one second, guys. Please, Councilman Constant, are you done? Because I know
I'm
the
done.
councilwoman was still speaking. Are you done, Councilwoman?
Yeah, but we do have.
I'm not, I know, she's not in the order of line. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay, Councilman Wenzel's next. Sir, when
you.
your time is up, I will get with you after.
Thank you. Corporation Counsel, Roger stated that there was some documentation that stated otherwise of Ms. Hicks' position, or there was a position already filled, and he would present that to us. If the mayor's asking us to do something and he has the documentation, he should have presented it to us.
Right.
Instead of making it up tonight or tomorrow morning, then presenting it to us. If he had the documentation and it existed, he would have presented it to us tonight if he's asking us to table something. I think he knows enough to do that. So there's no proof to me that there is any documentation that exists until it's generated tonight or tomorrow morning, presented to us.
Council Chair?
may I respectfully respond, Council Chair?
Hang on one second.
Thank you, that's all.
Are you done? Hang on. Go ahead, sir.
Council Chair, on behalf of the mayor's office, I've been in contact with him. We can get you the documentation in the morning. I apologize. I did not know this was going to be a question tonight as far as documentation. I would have had it for you. That is my error. However, I will also direct you, there's a difference between being a member and being a delegate. Madam Treasurer is a member, which is obviously her right, but however, the mayor is the delegate. Those are two mutually exclusive items.
And who appointed the mayor as the delegate?
You have to be.
I don't have the
council.
documentation right now to give that to you, sir. I would be more than happy to research that and have it for you. I apologize for not having it.
It's okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. Are you all set?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Council
Roger.
Chair, I don't think we're harmed by waiting till the morning to get the documentation, and I don't think the mayor is a liar or is trying to deceive. As Chief Staff pointed out, there is a difference between a member and a delegate, and the paperwork will answer the question. If we table it for 1 week or till tomorrow morning at least, we will have the information presented, and I think Mariana is the alternate as it is documented, Mariana, as it's documented. So I think that how we can present it to it, I don't think that that the mayor will be a liar if this is not true, and I don't think he's going to represent that's what he is. So I think that how it's presenting a unified front is in our best interest. This is something that will be ascertained by the organization, and I will have the letters addressed, and if Chief of Staff to the Council Chair Beydoun, from the SMCOG.
Council Chair?
I'm going to go, I'm sorry, I did
That's okay.
skip you. Please forgive me.
Okay, I will.
Councilwoman
I'm sorry, 1 second. I'm going to have, it's Madam Clerk's.
Okay, just a quick thing on the boards and commissions. Georgianne, our council secretary, any council secretary would send this out every year for the council and the various departments to review our boards and commissions list. Okay, we do have, she thoroughly looked at all of our records, and what was sent out was Lisa Hicks Clayton as the delegate and Robert Constant as the alternate. That did expire in 2018, but that's what we still have on our records. I just did a quick search of our files, and there was nothing else going forward. Okay, so the 2018, I guess it just continues. I do recall it coming to the council before, and I think this very same thing happened, and no new person was chosen or appointed.
Why is everybody so excited to be the delegate of this?
I don't know. I just want to get the
I
record
mean-
straight. I believe, I honestly believe that's what happened. It came, the very same thing happened.
Okay, well,
And then nobody was, no new person was appointed.
I am going to hear from Madam Treasurer first, before we take this either to a vote. And I would like to see this tabled for a second. Yeah, we're going to go, I'm sorry, I didn't know, forgive me.
Hi, good evening again. So I just want to clarify, I am the delegate, and as I was going to say, you can refer to the clerk that there has not been an appointment since 2018, which means I continued, which I did. I continued going to everything. I continue to share with you. I shared updates even last week with you all. And the proof of this is even with the General Assembly, all due respect to the mayor, when he showed up and said, I'm the delegate, they had to take him out of the meeting and said, no, you're not. Lisa Hicks Clayton is the delegate. I'm the one that voted. As far as experience, to Mr. Constant's point, I have served on several task forces, including water and infrastructure, including the redevelopment of business corridors task force, which won a national award, and I've continued again since 2011. So again, Your Honor, body, all I'm asking for is a appointment because you need the city needs representation, and to date, I am the only one, with the exception of when the mayor came to that one General Assembly, I am the one that's been going. And I don't think it's just about a title, it's about actually doing the work, and my record will speak for itself. And all due respect to Roger and Chief of Staff, you are incorrect about what you just stated tonight.
Okay, guys, let's just, Roger, let it go. I know you're a lawyer. You want to argue it back. It's okay. This is my opinion on this. I'd like to table this. I think it's something that's fair. I think, the Councilman Constant feels he is, the mayor feels that he is, Madam Clerk,
Treasurer.
Madam Treasurer believes she is, maybe Councilman Saab wants to be it. And,
I actually want to be, I would like to nominate myself to be it.
see, there you go. So, maybe Madam Clerk wants it, maybe Vince Zabrowski wants it. But I can tell you, I think it's the executive director from Macomb County, not Macomb, Washington County, that's on there. I'm actually going to reach out to her tomorrow. I'm going to have a conversation with her, and then we can bring this to the next council meeting, and then that way we can just clear some things out. And then I know, Mr. Vanderplow said he was going to also send us an email on that.
Council Chair, if I may,
Go ahead.
very quickly, if you like, I can prepare you a report tomorrow. I can do that work for you. I can contact them, understand who's on record right now, what the process is, and prepare a report for you for that.
Sure, you're more than welcome. I'm still going to do it myself as well.
Fair enough, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council Chair, just for the record, this position has to be appointed by council.
That is correct.
So the mayor claiming he's a delegate, nobody appointed him.
Man, I don't know why. Something in the back of my mind tells me, I don't know why. I feel like I remember voting. Just keep an eye on that if you can look back at it. Just go back to us. You already did?
Yeah, George did George Ann did before she sent it out, right? Or
But the thing is
you looked
that when
our
I,
files, and I just did a quick search of SEMCOG.
I feel like we did vote on.
It was something to do with the water, though. Made him delegate.
I feel like I voted on this before on something. I could be wrong.
It wasn't this.
We can look back through it.
but, Council Chair, when you search it by city, for it to pop up, there's nothing.
I don't know. So I'd like to, if the councilwoman is okay with tabling this, amending her motion, I'd like to just amend this. And if that's, would you like to amend your motion?
To,
Table it to the next meeting?
yeah, I have no problem with that.
Thank you so much. And then, Councilman Wenzel, would you second that?
I sure will.
All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
What's the matter?
I know Councilwoman Breyer had a statement she wanted to make, and I didn't want to take that away from her.
Thank you. I was just going to say that the confusion seems to be who's the delegate and who's the alternate. Bob looked it up, and it shows him as the person, and Lisa would be the delegate. So it's a confusion as to who has which position.
Council Chair, I'm gonna table this until the next
Yeah,
meeting. Is that
and
okay, Council?
that was my suggestion that we table.
Thank you.
Talk to the former executive director, Kathleen Lamaco. She was the executive director for years and years. I'll get you her number.
Thank you. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, City Engineer Deeb, Fire Station Roof Project Update. Here we go.
He's popular.
Not done?
Council Chair, you have before you in the package a comparison of all the options. I believe in July, you had asked the consultant who just left apparently.
Oh, yeah.
To prepare, he left, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I don't see him there.
He left. Okay, so our consultant prepared the specs for replacement of a roof at the fire station HQ and a replacement roof on the south fire station. When I came back from vacation, I looked at the proposals, and the fire station on Beach Daily is scheduled for demolition, right? So a 15-year roof is a waste of money. So we asked for options B. So I put it out for repair, a 3-year fix, guaranteed, as opposed to a 15-year full replacement. The numbers are before you, and you've got the north station, south station. Each station has two activities: the roof replacement plus the mold situation, environmental cleanup. The consultant is telling me that it's not mold, but regardless, they tested the air. Well,
it's mold.
Okay. All right. It looks like mold, smells like, okay. So we have a price for the environmental cleanup, whatever that environmental cleanup is, and air testing. So what you have before you are two options, one for the roof, one for environmental cleanup, a cost for each. And then at the North Fire Station, I'm recommending a 3-year fix as opposed to a 15-year fix because I'm demoing the building. So again, you have
do we have a time frame?
Proposals. No.
We're just,
I just wanted to make sure that I had so many people asking what, the status and what are we doing? Is it a full replacement? Is it a part? And then, in addition to, that situation, the South Fire Station, I'm recommending a full replacement for the simple reason, if you recall, back in September, the state had promised us to give us money for a second floor at the fire station, and that money apparently did not make the budget. So there is no second floor, and there is no second floor. Now I can fix the roof. So the fire station south is a full replacement. Fire station north is a 3-year fix. Environmental cleanup varies between the two. We have multiple estimates, multiple contractors.
Mr. Deeb, this is just an update, like.
I know, it's not an award. I wanted to make sure that, because I'm getting a lot of questions.
I'm not voting on anything here.
No, it's an update.
It doesn't even say receive, no, and file.
Receive.
So when is this going to go? When are you going to propose?
I'm proposing a 3-year fix on the north, a full replacement on the south, and then the environmental cleanup for both.
I'm saying, when are you putting this?
Next meeting.
Do you have which contractors you're going with?
Do I have what?
Did you pick which contractors you're going with?
I'm voting on
The 3-year fix for the north is Lead Lion. The full replacement for the south is Newton. Environmental cleanup for both is the low bid of Service Master.
that. Is Lead Lion the individual that was just put us on the email with using his profanity?
I wasn't copied on that email.
You were?
No, sir, I wasn't. You can forward it to me, but I wasn't.
That's,
Hang on.
No, again, I can't stop people from bidding.
I know. But I want you to know, as somebody who works for the city, anybody that thinks that they use foul language and swear and disrespect a council member is not welcome to do any business in the city of Dearborn Heights.
With you.
All right?
I'm with you.
So you, as somebody that we put our trust in, should be able to look at this and say, well, this person came in as the lowest bidder, but they also disrespected, all the council members.
I wasn't copied on this.
Well, you knew about it.
I knew,
spoke with
I
you about
heard,
it.
but I wasn't copied. Again, so we have a second proposal for the 3-year fix. So you have 2 proposals for 2-year fix, 3-year fix, and then 2 proposals for full replacement. The proposals for full replacement are Newton and Tittle, and then 3-year fix you have 2 proposals, Lead Lion, and Reseal Exact. So again, that's why there's no recommendation.
Okay. So you want to just kind of go through 9B, 9C, 9D?
Yes. Okay. We're done with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Take a motion on it.
Do we have to make a motion on it, Madam Clerk? I mean, it says.
It's note to file.
It's on the agenda. Engineer Deeb just left it open, so I don't know what you want. What do you want?
Nothing we're voting on. I can't be making a vote on something we're not.
We don't know.
We're not
That's up to-
selecting.
Can we switch it to receive, note, and file?
Yeah. We don't know what the engineer.
A motion
wants.
can I get a motion to receive, note, and file on the update from Mr. Deeb on the fire station?
Yes.
So moved. So supported. Nancy Breyer moved and I supported.
Okay, motion made by Councilwoman Breyer, seconded by Councilman Constant, to receive, note, and file. All right. You got to vote on that?
Yes.
All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Yes,
Yeah,
just
you have it, motion
acknowledging
carries.
that's what you're doing.
Next up, City Engineer Deeb, water meter replacement update.
Okay, your favorite project. We're finally here.
Hold on, Council,
Now,
I'm sorry, is this a motion?
No. These are all receive, note, and file.
Receive on file.
the
Again,
same?
there's
Guys, pay
nothing.
attention, please. Go ahead.
You indicated you like to be brought to speed on all the projects, especially the critical one. This is one of the critical ones.
I thank you for
It's
that.
already funded and it's underway. I just wanted to bring it up to your attention. There is a lot of activity that's been taking place. So the project itself will be underway. A lot of prep work is taking place. The project official kickoff or the tentative start date is January 6th. What we have done so far is we meet every week with the contractors. Purchases have been made. The contract was signed. There are storage containers at DPW to hold a number of meters to start the replacement. We have done the notification. There will be notification sent citywide initially to inform the citizens of the need to, the project's taking place, and these notifications were had to be translated to Arabic and Spanish in addition to English. So what you have in your package with you is the official translation, and then the stuff is going to go out. We're shooting for next week.
On these updates, why don't we do it like this? I'm going to ask you a question, you give me an answer to it.
Well, I wanted to go, I have 5 items to bring you, and then you can ask whatever. So this is the first one. Citywide notification letters announcing the program will start going out the week of December 2nd. There are 6 notifications in total. And then the first shipment of meters arrived on November 25th. 4 storage containers are sitting at the DPW. The second shipment of 2,000 5/8-inch meters will be coming in on November 29th. They'll all be stored safely at DPW, and as soon as we start getting these notifications back, the citizens are encouraged to please call and reserve the slot for that replacement. We're asking for a 4-hour slot, and then the actual replacement is designed to be done in 30 minutes or less.
Mr. Deeb, I have a few questions.
Yep.
Are those 5 done?
Done.
Okay.
I'm done.
Go ahead.
Are you guys going to have like a customer service line or dedicated line? Somebody that's going to be answering, scheduling questions
Yes.
like this?
Yes,
Because I don't want to see on social media, they're knocking on my door, or they missed my appointment, they never called me. Or, are you going to work around resident schedule? They're going to get notifications if customers have questions?
So the city is divided into 6 areas, right? So we're going to do one area at a time, so we're not jumping all over the place. And then these things, when they go out, we're going to target. So first it'd be a blanket email or mail, an actual mail to everyone, introducing the project, introducing the company, saying that this is an official company, it's been checked, the background vehicles will be marked, the people will be, badged. So we inform our citizen what it is. So the only thing is that there is an 800 number to call and make that appointment. I'm working with the vendor now on the issue with the receiving number should be able to translate and have translation services, Spanish and Arabic in addition to English. So, but yes, the idea is on the calendar, so each area will identify the number of houses in that one area, and then try to schedule as many as possible in the same location.
Well, is there going to be somebody that's going to be able to answer in the city, or it's going to be just a service, an answering service?
It's an answering service.
So they won't get the questions that they need from the city?
As in question like what?
If somebody has something, call about something going on outside of their water meter, or about their water meter or bill or anything, that the answering service can't answer that.
If the question's about the water meter replacement and the schedule, yes, they will get it. If the question is about why my water bill is high, then no, the company wouldn't know that.
Okay, how about if there's an issue with the water meter in the house, or a problem happens in the house?
As in issue like what? The broken meter?
Something happens. I mean, I'm being
After the replacement?
I'm being blunt here, because you can't get a hold of nobody in the city during operation hours. So if we're going to throw this at residents, who's going to answer the call? The mayor's office, the chief of staff, who?
We have a company, a metering company that's going to receive all these calls. It's not the employees in the city. So if the idea is you want them to cover everything in addition to water meter replacement, anything that's related to the water meter, that company should be able to handle anything. So we have a leak, low water, we expect all this. So you cause low water pressure, high water pressure, whatever. That company, VPO, is the metering company that's going to handle all the calls, not the city.
Is the answering service, but if they do have low water pressure, something does happen in their house, how are they going to get a hold of DPW or the water department? Who's going to answer that call?
It's not DPW, it's that company. That company is responsible for the replacement A to Z. That's what we're paying them for. I don't need to send it to DPW. Why would the DPW go in the basement?
I'm saying if something happens after the change.
Then the company, this is so, they do area 1. And if there are issues in that replacement, and the issues are city related, the company will forward them to us. We meet with them every week.
Okay.
We meet every week.
Alrighty.
Thank you, guys.
Chair?
Would somebody like to make a motion to
Chair,
receive?
just one question.
Yes, sir.
Is there going to be some kind of, thank you, some kind of special communication system set up where the water meters communicate to the water department?
Okay, so this is our phase one. If you recall, when we bought the meters are going to be smart meters, which are going to, in phase one, we're doing one area at a time. Phase one is the area as we convert to the new meters, we're going to go drive-by where you don't physically go to the house and plug you just drive by and pick up the read.
Okay.
Next phase, when all 6 are completed, we're looking at the locations of towers, to have the smart meters read remotely. So that's as we complete. It's not going to get done overnight because you have 30,000 meters to replace, residential and commercial. One step at a time. The initial step is drive-by, which is a huge improvement over what we have. We'll be duplicating Dearborn, drive by the streets and pick up. So that should increase your efficiency. There's no broken water, reader, radio box. No one is actually physically plugging in, download, and then take it back to the office and download it. That kind of stuff. So it's an efficiency issue. Drive-by will increase us from what we are today, and then the next phase will go to the fully smart operation.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Council, any more questions?
No, but glad to see you there.
Thank you. Any more questions? Okay. Okay.
Take
I
a
don't
vote
have
for.
my notes. I don't have my
We'll
notes.
take a vote for received as note on file.
Okay.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Did we have a motion on the table? Okay, we didn't have a motion. I don't have my notes. We need a
Receive,
motion
note,
on the
file.
table to receive, note, and file.
Right.
Good.
I'll make a motion to
Thank you.
receive, note, and file.
I'll second.
And I guess
Thank you.
you second it.
Now, we have a motion on the table that the Dearborn Heights City Council receive, note, and file the preliminary schedule for the water meter update and replacement for the city of Dearborn Heights as outlined in 9C.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any unopposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job.
Oh, thank you.
I like it. All right.
Okay, now we're on.
Next up, we have City Engineer Deeb's sale of city-owned properties.
Yes.
Council Chair, in your package, you'll have 10 proposals, I believe, pages 622 to 913. These are the proposals that were, at your request, put out, selecting a brokerage service to accommodate the sales of city-owned properties. If you recall, back in March, we had an auction company selected to perform auction sales of the city-owned properties that are not needed. At your request, we put that package back out as a brokerage services, and 10 companies provided proposals. These proposals were evaluated based on cost to the city, work plan, and response to the RFP. So what you have before you now is option 2, which is the brokerage services. The option 1 was the auction, and it was still rated. Option 2 is the brokerage services, and then we put them in best proposal first. So Sunflower Realty at 2% fee to the city had a good work plan, and that was placed number 1, and then it goes down. So they were evaluated based on cost and work plan. This is, again, in response to what you had asked.
Yeah.
That's option 2.
Okay. Councilman Saab?
I have a question. So you gave us 10 proposals, and thank you for that. Well, why didn't the administration recommend a company?
So at this point, That's going to be so at this point, we're still comparing option 1 and 2, right? So option 1 was the auction service, option 2 was the broker services. Within the broker services, if we go that route, the best recommended at this point will be Sunflower Realty as the best proposal to, based on the 10 that we receive. So we put them in order, good work plan, good value for the city. I thought maybe you wanted to ask the proposals.
I read through some of these bids,
Okay.
and, I mean, there's some really good bids in there.
Yes, they are.
And I'd like to, Council Chair, if we could table this to.
Yes. I was ready to make the recommendation of tabling it regardless.
Okay.
Just to bring all the respected candidates that applied, to give their moment to be able to come and speak. I know we have some with us here today, but I'm going to designate a special meeting to hear. Because look, this is a big thing. And, just hang on. There were a lot of questions that I had.
Me
I
too.
wasn't able to attend, that one meeting that I believe you held a meeting, which I wasn't even told. I had no idea that you were holding a meeting for those who applied, what your guys' expectations are and whatnot. There was a meeting that you told me you went to.
Pre-proposals standard.
Yeah, so like I'm saying, like,
Standard.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Number one. Number two, there are questions that we are here today and asking this proposal, and we're doing it differently, because in the past, we were getting non-occupying co-borrowers that were coming in here, and they had to renovate the home, and then they had to sell it to somebody that was gonna, be that's what the CAP program was all about. Yes, this is before maybe you were here, but it was, Gary Miyake was in charge of it. What would happen is, an LLC would buy the property, they would renovate the property, and then they would flip it to somebody that would be, supposedly has to be an occupying co-borrower, like a first-time home borrower or whatnot. You have to live in there.
Yes.
But we had no way of tracking if this was really happening. All we knew was an LLC was buying it, the LLC was flipping it. And then nobody knew who the LLC person was. And so these, these sharks and these investors, they can be from out of state. We're out here buying these properties. And when you look them up on Lara, you would never be able to find their names. So now I think that the reality is you have 10 qualified candidates. I know the bid option is way out.
Okay.
Like that was never an option to begin with. I appreciate you guys going back out, but the companies that want 8 and 9 and 10%, you're way out.
Okay.
But in my opinion is, what we need to do here is, it needs to come before the council. They can all present, bring in a nice presentation of why you feel you're gonna be the best. And the council will make that decision.
Perfect. So
But what I would like from the administration is,
Okay.
because here the administration did not choose anybody. The administration said, these are the options we have. Go ahead, council, figure it out. But this is the first time ever, since I've been on council, 4.5 years, where the council has thrown something and said, we went out for bid, but we want the entire council to make a decision. That's not, you've never done that.
Okay.
Even when it came to the golf course, you guys didn't do that.
Okay, so let me point one more thing. I'm an engineer, I'm not in the real estate business, right? So I did the best I could with these presentations. So we interviewed all these people. What I like for
You didn't choose anybody.
Wait, let me. So if you want to do a presentation, then we can invite the top number of people if you like, and then you can ask these questions. I believe I captured what you intent were when you asked me to go back out to bid and use brokerage services as opposed to auction. Now, with the brokerage services, there's still some elements of sales that you might want to ask the qualified bidders.
100%.
If that's what you want, it's perfect.
Why don't you do this?
Okay.
Why don't you?
I'm asking for direction,
You and the
basically.
administration
Okay.
choose your top 5.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You guys choose, choose your top 4,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
And bring it to this body and invite them all to come and present. And if those top 4 feel they're the best, let them come and present, and let this council be able to take its nose and make a decision. Let it be a democracy. I think you guys are the administration, you guys can weed out who you feel needs to be weeded out.
Okay.
Choose the top 4. I will even go to top 3, but I'm gonna go to 4. I'm gonna give you the top 4, let them come before us, let this council go ahead and judge them however they want. Come to the next council meeting, you can make a decision. Because look, whomever we choose is gonna be working hand in hand with this body on a lot of transactions. Because I read through what's expected, and every single detail, and almost every one of them, well, some of them said that they will report back to the council.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, openly, every single decision that is made on this property is gonna make sure that there's no nepotism happening, that there's no handouts given out to one of their friends or cousins or family members.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you something, I'm gonna be very vocal about it, that it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Because we are going to see of every single restriction that comes before this property, how it's being brought up. And then what I'm gonna ask these candidates, the top four that come before us and present, don't change what you already wrote, because we already have it.
Okay.
So just present what you have.
Okay, so if I may, that's part of the reason why I wanted to present it that way, because this is.
You did
not
a
my
great job,
area
by
of
the way.
expertise.
You did a phenomenal
This
job
is-
at it.
This is not easy, because
No.
each one had different work plan, okay? Each one had a different approach. But when they were evaluated by at least what's the best for the city, cost-wise, and what would be the best approach to, and then you can ask them exactly how you're going to advertise, who's going to do what, and I'm okay with that. So the top four, select what, a study session?
Yeah, we're gonna do a study session
Study
for next
session for the
Wednesday.
top four? Okay.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We're gonna do next Wednesday, George, if that's okay, while we have that, and then it could be a special meeting after, or we can just hear them out, judge them, and move it to the next council meeting.
That's up to you.
Okay, so we'll do a study session.
Okay.
For
good.
next Wednesday. George, can you put that in?
What's the date?
I'm good.
George will send out an email, and then I want you to please, look, we're giving a very short notice. We're giving them a week notice to let them know that next Wednesday, if you're serious, we chose these top four. You can issue whoever you want an apology email saying, thank you so much, but we don't feel that you are made, necessary. But I still want you to issue everybody an email, letting them know that the administration has chose these top four, the council will choose from those top four.
Done.
Fair?
Done. Fair.
Thank you so much. And
Okay.
whoever the top four you choose,
No, they're in order, so I'll pick up the phone.
okay.
All right.
Council Chair?
I didn't know that that's how you did it, 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought you were just, and then also, Mr. Deeb,
Yeah.
I also want to see the order of which these top four came in. From when they submitted their bids. Isn't that on BidNet? Wouldn't that be able
So
to?
they all submitted the bids at the same time. There's a due deadline, and
Okay.
after that, we do not accept anything. So they all submitted on BidNet, and so that's the cutoff date. So the date is set. Nobody came afterwards, and because we won't accept it.
Okay.
So these were based on the merits of the proposal, cost to the city, and then how good the work plan was.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
By the way, again, I want to give you some gratitude today. You did a phenomenal job on this. You've done,
Don't go anywhere yet.
being in your position, we may seem like we're asking some questions. It's because we don't really get much communication. So when we come to the
trying to
council meeting,
change-
we're just asking these questions because there's a lack of communication between the administration and the council.
So as on my level, which is not, I'm not, I just wanted to make sure that this gap is taken care of. So there'll be a lot more of just up to speed to let you know what's going on.
Thank you.
Council Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
you've already set a study session for the next Wednesday.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be both.
You're going to do both?
Yeah, we'll do both.
To refer to
All
a
right.
study session.
We'll knock out a small one, we'll get the big one out of the way, right?
Council Chair? Can we have a motion to refer this to a study session and schedule it for next Wednesday? Because it is an agenda item.
Okay.
And
so
then make
let's,
sure that,
well, I don't
engineer-
even think I don't even think there was a motion even made in the beginning. You
no,
just
there's
started
not. So I'm asking if you could, somebody could supply us with a motion to refer it to a
talking. Go ahead,
study
Councilman
session.
Saab.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council move the recommended motion for the city-owned properties
To a study session.
to a study session Wednesday, December 4th
Correct.
at 5:30
6 o'clock.
or at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m.
Second?
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion?
Council Chair, and then,
Oh, let it also state on the motion that the administration is to choose the top four. Yeah, email
and
everybody.
contact them.
And contact
Right.
them.
Yeah, to make sure that they're here. Invite them to come.
Okay.
Is that okay?
And look, maybe only 1 or 2 shows up.
I can't be there.
I will invite the top four,
There you go.
and, tell
Oh, can you
the
read me
rest.
the top four, by the way? I know
Sunflower Realty, Real Estate One, Revenue KW Legacy, and Century 21. That's it. Those are the top four.
Thank you.
Yep. So, pass?
Hold on.
We didn't
I'm
vote.
sorry.
Then you say,
That's option 2.
did you also amend it to say, to choose the top four and email the remaining?
Yeah, to pick the top four and to email everybody else.
And then be invited by the administration. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up on this administration, on this agenda is Fire Chief Brogan, Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, MDHHS, EMS Workforce Support Grant
Council Chair,
acceptance. Councilman Constant.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the acceptance of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, MDHHS EMS Workforce Grant totaling $163,200 as outlined in 9E.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Constant, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion? Quickly, I spoke with Chief Brogan. He's very sorry that he's not here. He doesn't like to miss council meetings, let alone when he has things on the agenda. He is just undergoing like the sniffles, maybe and he said, hey, my body just feels a little tired. I'm going to spend some time at home. And even if he's on, I think he just said like,
He was just listening.
yeah, maybe he's just out there. Maybe he's got it in the background. Let him enjoy himself. It's the holidays. He's not feeling well. Chief Brogan, we're all praying for you. I know you'll be back and you'll be all right with us. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up is Fire Chief Brogan, purchase and payment of using grant funds for fire gear.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
Move the Dearborn Heights City Council. I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the payment of turnout gear from Phoenix Safety Outfitters for a total cost of $45,501 funded by the State of Michigan Gear Grant to be paid out of the Fire MEDC account 101-335-940-075. Payment upon receipt is outlined in 9F.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have Library Director McCaffrey, purchase and payment of DVD.
Council Chair.
Spinner racks.
Council Chair.
Yep, Councilwoman Menalowski Maxwell.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the purchase and payment of 5 DVD spinner racks from Demco Revolving Multimedia Displays at a cost not to exceed $9,952.74 as outlined in 9G.
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Menalowski Maxwell, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion? Something as small as this, I respect the library director. No matter whatever it is, he brings it before this body, knowing it's taxpayers' money. I thank you so much for that, and always just being so transparent and diligent. Thank you, Mr. McCaffrey. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up is 9H, Councilman Wenzel. I forgot what I wrote here, but.
Motion for Hassan Jamal.
Motion for Hassan Jamal.
Council Chair,
Councilman Wenzel.
I'd like to make a motion, ask council to approve Mr. Hassan Jamal to buy 1 year of service at a cost of 5% of his last annual salary. The service credit will be applied toward his retirement pension benefits as permitted under the council legislative authority outlined in the city ordinance section 2-234, extension of benefits as detailed in the copy attached.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Wenzel, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion?
Council Chair?
Councilman Wenzel.
A lot of kudos have been given to Mr. Jamal at the beginning of the meeting, and I just want to echo them. I've known him since 2004, working on the Planning Commission. He's been nothing but professional and very helpful and very knowledgeable. The man knows everything about everything. And he'll tell you that.
Let me just play devil's advocate here for a second, guys. Let's just say we go ahead and we do this. Right? We do this, Mr. Jamal puts the money forward, Who's to say that the administration is going to follow it?
They're going to do misdemeanor. They didn't follow the charter.
Recommend Jeremiah to follow up on it and make it sure.
Well, if the mayor
Nothing
doesn't,
from the audience, guys.
Council Chair, if the mayor doesn't follow it, we can direct the police chief to cite the mayor with a misdemeanor.
Well, this is the
And then,
Pension Commission.
Please,
That's
sir,
what I was going to.
Nothing from the audience.
Council
Please,
Chair.
guys,
under,
please, guys, just hang on. Please, nothing from the audience. I don't want to have to ask you to leave, especially during your motion, so please no more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, we've had the administration not take heed of our motions that have passed by the council. And I think from now on, when this happens again, we should have them charged with a misdemeanor. And under our city charter, if you're charged with a misdemeanor, convicted of a misdemeanor, you're not allowed to hold elected position.
You're actually allowed to hold an elected position as a misdemeanor. You can't hold an elected position if you're a felon.
Sure? Yeah.
But three charges of a misdemeanor will give you 90 days in jail.
Okay, well.
Or some
I'm
misdemeanors.
just saying, what can we do to hold them accountable, the administration accountable for decisions made by city council?
Nothing.
I guess that's our.
The politics
Council Chair.
becomes, hang on one second, Roger. The politics becomes, well, if you're not going to allow this, we're just going to deny everything you bring before us. So the
Council Chair.
reality is, it's only brought before us or in good faith when the administration needs something. But go ahead, Roger.
I apologize for interrupting,
Yeah,
Council
Roger
Chair.
can tell us.
I was just wondering why Mr., I understand he wants what happens if the administration is questioned, but why didn't you give it to the administration before the last minute at a meeting here today? I'm not opposing it, I'm not saying anything.
I know, I don't like walk-ons. I don't like
It
walk-ons.
just came out of the blue. I don't know if if he consulted HR that does all the benefits. I don't know what to anticipate, but I'm not raising an objection. Mr. Jamal, I respect tremendously. He's been like a father to me, or older brother, not father.
There you go.
Older brother to me since I've been here. So I'm just saying, I don't anticipate any problems, but it was just presented now, so we haven't had a chance to do any other research.
Council
Council Chair?
Hang on, guys, 1 second. Go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Okay, I don't know if you're aware, but I have been the recording secretary for the General Government Pension Board for a long time. And they have a very knowledgeable council that knows our ordinance inside and out, as well as our contracts and what has been purchased and not. And we do meet tomorrow.
And
So-
the station has nothing to do
But
with.
please, sir, nothing
That's
from the
correct.
audience, Mr.
It's
Jamal.
a separate entity.
Council Chair, in the past, we've granted years purchased a lot more than this. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah, some
up to
police
4
officers can buy 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, and it's never, why something approved by us has to be approved by the administration first? I mean, no, it doesn't have nothing to do with them.
I think you're
So the
affecting.
fact that we didn't give them fair notice, and this is a standard practice, so HR should be pretty knowledgeable enough to just make it happen overnight.
Well, I just would like to add a little bit to your motion, if that's okay.
Sure. What do you got?
Want to just add on, and if that's all right with you, is to ensure that if this does pass, Mr. Jamal has no way or shape or form of being able to file a lawsuit against the city of Dearborn Heights as the former CEDVG director.
I don't think we can do that. That's not our
No, I disagree with that one.
That's not our authority. We can't tell him what to do or not.
Yeah, that's.
No, but we could say, hold on, guys.
It's just
We
for his
could-
pension
first
that he
of all,
deserves.
I know. What I agree.
Yeah.
Mr. Jamal needs his pension. But I'm also, guys, look, we also have a fiduciary duty to at least to say, I mean, look, I'm sure if it holds up in court or not, let's let the courts decide. At least we could say to our residents that we protected taxpayers by saying, we're going to give you your pension. We're going to give you your pension. You just can't come back and sue us.
Well, Council Chair, we're not giving him his pension. He earned his pension.
Hold on, guys.
So, I mean, we're just, instead of getting it,
okay, let's not,
instead of
we're not
getting
doing
it
it.
in
We're
6
honoring the
months,
fact that.
we're giving it to him, we're letting him allowed to have it now. I mean, the man's a family man, and he's got family in the Middle East, and, I mean, the guy's, he deserves this. He worked for this. We're not giving it to him,
Guys,
We're
I'm
just.
not saying.
Yeah.
Let's
And
take
there's
a
no
few
reason-
steps back.
yeah.
I agree with you
Yeah.
guys. I agree, Mr. Jamal. I'm in the 100% of support of this. What I'm also trying to say is to be able to protect the city of Dearborn Heights. At the end of the day, councilman, not saying Mr. Jamal's gonna come back and sue the city, but how do we look as council when you give somebody their pension and then they come back and they sue us?
Council Chair?
Oh, I will not amend my motion.
You're okay with that?
No.
Are you saying you guys are, if you're not okay with it, then you say, hey, we're gonna give you your pension, we're just not gonna let the city be sued?
What happens if something we don't know about comes up after this, and it's terrible?
We're not attorneys
You
to
know,
make.
it's
such
terrible. It's
decisions.
like, oh my gosh, now we can't sue?
Yeah, we're not attorneys.
You know, we don't.
Point of
I can't-
order,
I don't
guys.
know what's the
Council
law.
Chair.
I'm
Getting
not
off
gonna
topic.
put that out there with my name on it.
Go ahead, Councilman.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. I mean, the man has earned his pension. This is we're going to pass or not pass, something that'll allow him some additional credits towards his pension. Whether or not, separate from that, we're not paying him a lump sum in lieu of any cause of action. This is strictly regarding his retirement that, as you've all indicated, we've done for other
Again,
police
guys,
officers,
I'm just thinking out
firefighters.
loud. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'm just thinking out loud to myself, like, hey,
Well, again, we're not attorneys to put
I
ourselves.
know, we're
in
not
that
attorneys, you're
position.
council members, you make fiduciary duties for the city. The whole, and we're not attorney argument, that means don't vote on anything then.
No.
You're making decisions on millions of dollars for your city. Don't use the argument with me, we're not attorneys.
Council Chair. And going forward, what happens, we do what we do, and the other things that, are beyond our control, what the administration does or what somebody does in the corporate, we're doing our part. And I would all agree. I've known.
I agree. I can see that. We're doing our parts. I mean, the fact that the administration put us here and that we could potentially be sued sucks. That's just my thought on it, and I shouldn't be swearing, but I'm just kind of like, I'd rather us not be sued. I'd rather see better roads. I'd rather see better sidewalks, more trees trimmed, less water prices.
Council Chair, with all due respect, if he does sue, we do have that closed session option to decide at that point in time.
All right.
Council Chair, just a quick question. Madam Clerk said that how the pension board is meeting tomorrow,
Yeah, it's our regular meeting.
and would they be considering this?
Well, I don't know. It's not, I'm sorry, it's not on their agenda right now.
Right, because we just found out about it now. I mean, I
Right.
just wish Mr. Wenzel had given us some time.
Roger, I'm gonna tell you
otherwise
something.
they're
I agree with you,
meaningless
but the administration has done that to us so many times. It's the same song and dance.
Yes.
We can't be crying wolf to dead ears.
No, I'm just saying that it involves a pension and involves, we have a meeting tomorrow with the pension board.
I mean, I'm
Maybe
sure
we
it's not
can
gonna be on
ask
the
it to
board.
be put on the agenda.
All right, let's just take this to a vote.
Yes.
All right, motion made by Councilman Wenzel, seconded by Councilman Saab in regards to honoring Mr. Jamal, former CEDBG director, a pension to be purchased
A year, right? Yeah.
for 12 months. Is there amount
At a cost of 5% of his annual wages,
at a cost of 5% for his annual
annual
wages?
salary, yep.
All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Jamal. Which is, not congratulations, it's rightfully yours. I don't want you to think me playing the devil's advocate, I'm just kind of thinking out loud for the sake of the city, which,
Thank you for all what you done. You are very smart. You was raised with my kids.
Thank you.
came to my
Thank
house and
hang on,
met me.
let him finish.
In
He's
Council
retired.
Chamber.
It's not on the record, but
I know.
thank you.
Council Chair, I'm sure the pension attorney will review all this
Right.
just to make sure it's allowable.
When I apply, Madam, when I apply.
Okay. Well, they'll have to review it.
Yeah.
They'll
You're gonna
have to review it, just to make sure it's allowable.
When I apply.
They'll have to review it to see if it's allowable.
Guys, we're not here to
because
have
they
an
will get
argument.
this motion.
Councilman, calm down. We're not here to make an argument back and forth. She's absolutely correct. They're going to review this whether you apply now or if you apply in 1 year. They're
Good
going to,
job.
yes,
That has nothing to do with
100%. Any other discussion on that? Nope, we're done. Thank you. Next up is new business license renewal for Saad Auto Parts, Inc.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab.
I move the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the business license renewal for Sod Auto Parts, Inc. at 25620 Van Born as outlined 13A.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion?
Council Chair,
Yes, sir.
do we have, ordinance department, Mr. Dishuman?
Yes. He was there. He's on.
Sure, unmute him. But I'm gonna say this is the only one we're gonna do it for, because
Yeah.
Councilman Wenzel, you could have called them before this
I
meeting,
know,
4 days
but
ago, and asked them any of these.
Well, I know, but I'd like the public to hear what's going on.
I know,
We can
or
do
you
all
could
the
have
stuff
given the
behind
public
closed
comment on it
doors.
if you had asked them beforehand.
Yeah, okay.
I agree, Council Chair.
Can you hear me, Council Chair?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
What is that?
Director Dishroom, I know there's been a lot of concerns in the past about this, this business. Are you happy with their performance and up to all the ordinances, up to date with all the ordinances?
They have had some issues in the past, but they are up to code so far. We are going to be reviewing some of the site plans, especially down through that area along the Van Born corridor, moving forward here in the very near future.
Director, I got a question for you, since I have you. Madam Clerk, I know we've asked about this in the past. I know Councilman Wenzel stressed on it heavily. Before this gets before the council, do you email, I know it's probably not the most time, but do we at least email, our ordinance department and say, hey, can you go check out on this property before it gets put on the agenda?
Not the ordinance. The only thing that we check, and this goes out
And it's the water.
3 months before, is personal property, delinquent personal property, and water.
So can we start sending him an email every time that comes in, just so he can go out there and take a look at it, and then he can come back and, give you the green light?
I can check into it.
Thank you.
How's that? That's a good answer.
Council Chair?
I will check into it.
Thank you.
And the only ones that come to you, so you know, are food trucks, not all business licenses.
I know,
come to you.
I know. It seems like any automobile,
Yes. that is
automotive.
true.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead,
I
Councilman.
have a question for Mr. Dishroom.
Sure.
Does Sod's property include not only the old VFW, but the adjoining vacant lot?
Yes, it's my understanding that he has part of the property on the other side that actually belonged to the VFW. There is some type of agreement before, but that is part of the VFW's property, from my understanding.
All right, my concern was that
The
many.
former VFW.
Okay, my concern is that many times both lots are pretty full,
Yeah.
and the looks of what it's
Council
like.
Chair, I believe that the original agreement with this business was to have no more than, I think it's 12 cars for sale there, and the last time I was there a couple of weeks ago, there was over 20. And there were a lot of cars that were being dismantled and sold for parts, it seemed to me. And I think that this is another reason why we need more ordinance officers, is to stay on top of these things. I think, it's sad, maybe I don't have the time to go and look at all these things, but that's not my job, to go look at these things. My job is to be concerned about them and hopefully that, everybody's doing their job, taking care of business. But that place, and, I have nothing against the gentleman that owns it, but that place is a mess.
Is this the place that they had to bring on before us and vote?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they
The one
said that
out
they were
there,
gonna keep it clean, and they were gonna promise, and they gave their promise on their way out. And they, their attorney dropped the ball, their real estate agent. Yeah. Mr. Disham, can you take a look at that place for us?
Absolutely. Like I said, Council Chair, we're in the process of going
Bless you.
through these. That one is on the agenda. We're going to make our way, probably going to start on Van Born, make our way down. There are several other similar businesses in the area. That one is certainly on the radar.
Mr. Disham, can you specifically look at this one, since this is the one we're asking, before you make it down the area?
Oh, absolutely. We'll start there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Council Chair?
Yeah.
I'd like to table this for another meeting till we get the pictures. or
I'm okay
information
with
on this,
that.
Because I do remember telling Mr. Sodden, walking out of the door, please adhere to our orders, no more than 12 vehicles. He said, yes, sir. So I'm with Councilman Wenzel on this one.
Well, I mean, if he has no ordinances, yeah, we can table it. We have a special meeting coming up. We'll hear back. Are you guys okay with Councilman
That's my motion. That's what I,
Councilman Saab and Councilman Constant, are you guys okay with referring this back to administration? Or holding this back to the next council meeting?
Tabling it.
Table till the next,
Yep,
We hear from,
December 4th?
on the
the
10th.
next, well, to the next council meeting, it'll be December 10th. All in favor, please state aye.
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 Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have business license renewal, Livernois Motorsports and Engineering LLC.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab.
I move the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the business license renewal for Livernois Motorsports and Engineering LLC at 2500 South Gully as outlined in 13B.
second,
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. What is this Motorsports and Engineering
They're a
LLC?
performance
they're
company.
big, they're important business in Dearborn Heights.
Cool. Next up, we have 13C, business license renewal for MHS International.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab.
I move that Dearborn Heights City Council approve the business license renewal for MHS International at 20475 West Warren as outlined in 13C.
Second?
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have Van Born Tavern and Grill.
Council Chair,
Council Chair,
Councilman Constant.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City
Change it up.
Council approve the business license renewal for Van Born Tavern and Grill at 22426 Van Born as outlined in 13D.
Motion made by Councilman Constant, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
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 All in favor, please state aye.
aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, temporary food truck license renewal for Burgerati.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab.
I move the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the temporary food truck cart license renewal application for Burgerati as outlined in 13E.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by
Second,
Councilman Constant. Any discussion?
Council Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
there's been several violations at the site, and I really have an issue with renewing their license. One of the violations is they were dumping grease down the drain, which Kathy with the Wayne County Drain Commission had issues with them. They said that they had blockages at Middle Rouge, and they thought that they may be part of the cause of it. Second, they've had other food trailers there that weren't supposed to be there. They added on, they haven't followed the recommendations for that actual site. And also, I understand that there was an arrest made of supposedly the owner a few weeks ago there.
Okay, so I want you to know that their attorney called me,
Yeah?
and they have denounced all allegations, and they've actually even stated that they would file a lawsuit if anybody were to hinder their names or use whatever legal term that they used. I said, well, look, I can speak for myself, I can't speak for everybody, but I was told that there was footage, there was, proof.
Well, I have
they-
proof of them jumping it
Well,
down the
well,
drain.
hang on, you have proof of them jumping something, you don't know what it is. They then said that they have proof that they're actually getting paid for their oil, so they wouldn't dump it in there. I don't know what it is between them, and as far as Rick saying that they had a tent over there, and they had another truck there, I believe Rick made them remove it, because they were not in compliance. I don't know if it's still up there, I don't really drive,
tent still there?
drive by it. Is Rick on, by the way?
Let me check and see.
Just table until the 10th.
I haven't seen it yet.
Council Chair, I know it was stated that if they were to have a food tent set up, or tent set up there to eat in, they would have to have restroom facilities available.
Correct, and that's why Rick made them take it down.
Okay.
I don't see him on.
Yeah, from what I was told, Rick made them take it down. It's up to you guys want to table this?
No, I don't see him.
I would like to table it for further
But I
investigation.
don't
Council
want
Chair?
it to be, I don't want it to be because an allegation is that they dropped oil and there's no proof, other than photos, that there's no proof that that is
Council
actual.
Chair, I know they're a friend of yours, and I
No,
get it.
they're not. They're not,
You told me
Councilwoman.
originally when we did this, that they were a friend. I have been in
Hang on,
contact.
point of order for a second. Do me a favor.
it's my
I don't
turn to
want,
speak.
I know, and I'm in point of ordering you. What I don't want you to do is make allegations again against me to say that the reason why I'm doing this is because they're my friends.
Okay,
The
I'll take
reality is,
that back.
yeah, take that back, because I don't
did.
know who they are. I've never, how about this? I don't even know the guy's name. Just because I seen him over here, or because he's Arab American, or because somebody feels comfortable, or because I'm a
Okay.
welcoming smile,
Stop
does not
there.
mean, hang on.
Stop there.
No, because I let you take that shot at me, and I'm gonna stop you, because that's like the second time that you've done that. That person is not my friend. But what I did was I had an open communication with that person. So that's what that was.
Okay.
Just because your friend showed you a picture does not mean that that is true.
No, let me speak, please, without being interrupted.
I will. So now, please refrain from saying it's my friend.
Okay, the only reason I said that is because the first time we were at a study session before this came up at the next agenda, it was a Thursday study session, and I said, we got an issue with this coming up, and you said they're a friend of mine, and that's the only reason
No,
I
I did
referred to
not.
that. You did say that, and it's okay.
Was it said on the record here?
It was at a study session.
I'm sorry,
It was on the side, but I will bring up some facts. Wayne County Drain Commission does have paperwork that they did inspect that drain. They do know that there was grease dumped down there. If there's proof that they've stopped it, then I have no problem moving forward with this. But I'd like to get a hold of the Wayne County Drain Commission. I'm waiting for their call back, and I didn't get it. Can we table this to the next meeting? And then if everything's clear, I have no problem.
Well, no,
I'm
I
trying to
just,
protect our
that's
Middle
absolutely
Rouge
fine.
River, because that lady really stated to me she was really concerned about it, and the blockage that it was, they've had an issue.
You know, the blockage wouldn't be just from him. The
No, I know,
blockage would be from, well, hang on. A blockage would be
Well, I'm
from
still
any
talking.
business. Yeah,
I'm still talking.
go ahead.
It could be from a multiple businesses, but this is one of them that was contributing to it. And it's just part of the whole thing. And I don't like the fact that we're being threatened by attorneys when we're trying to do the right thing for our city. But I'm done.
We're not lawyers.
No, but I mean, I have to look out for the residents.
Are you done speaking so I can speak now? All right, I just want to make it very clear for you. I've never said on a Thursday study session that this is my friend. I don't think I've ever stood here before at all. And please, Councilman, I respect you dearly. I just want you to know that's a lie. I never said that. Because I don't know the man. And I'm not going to say somebody, but my friends don't
That's
come in
fine.
here. Just because somebody comes up and feels comfortable to have a conversation with me, please don't assume that they're one of my friends. The only reason why I'm defending this situation is because they've come here, they've been with their attorney. I questioned them and I told Rick to go after him. And if Rick was here, he would have told you that he said, Mo, they come to find out that they didn't dump anything in it. There was no proof of anything being dumped in there. And the reality is the guy showed proof to Rick, not to me, but to Rick, that he gets paid to dispose of his oil. And it's not now, you've always gotten paid to dispose of oil. But again, I'm not an attorney. I'm more than fine to tabling this. You could do your investigation.
And I'll
Madam
let
Clerk,
you know.
add
And I'll be
it
fair
back.
about it, too. I will be honest.
No, I don't want you to be fair about it. Just bring it to the next council meeting.
Well, I got to be fair about it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
I know, but what's not fair, Councilwoman, is to come here and say, well, there's accusations that he's doing that. And, I know he's your friend. And no, that's very ugly talk. We shouldn't be doing that. So Madam Clerk, or not Madam Clerk, but Councilman Saab and Councilman Constant, do you guys want to table this?
Yeah.
Or send it to the next council meeting?
Send it to next council meeting.
Bring it up, table it to the next council.
Will they be in violation of their 180 days if we do that? So is somebody going to reach out to them and let them know that they're going to be basically,
I have no problem temporarily extending it for 2 weeks, but they have to come back in 2 weeks to renew it. I mean,
But it's not, but you were the one you're doing the investigation.
Yeah.
So that would be up to you to get back to us, not
yeah, because you're the one reaching out.
I'm trying not to let them lapse, but to do the investigation before we give them their 6 months.
Can we do that, Madam Clerk? Give them like a 2-week extension?
We don't, it's 180 days.
When's 180 days up?
I don't know. I'd have to have the backup.
By the way, for full disclosure, I've never even eaten at this place. So if it was my friend, I would have eaten there. I don't know.
She apologized,
I know. But I just want to make it clear that I never
I
said.
guess they could, yeah. I guess you could extend it until the next council.
Extend it to the December 10th meeting.
Because I'm not trying to cause any problems, I just need answers.
So what do you want your motion, what does you want?
Let my motion reflect that, give them a 2-week extension until December 10th,
hear
until
back
this
from-
comes back, and we have an investigation, information coming back from Councilwoman Denise Maxwell.
Are you okay with that,
Malinowski-Waxman.
Councilwoman?
Yes.
Any other discussion on this?
And
All right,
have an investigation.
Councilman, right here. Please. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none. Temporary 2-week extension on Burgerati for the investigation with the Councilwoman Menalowski Maxwell. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up is temporary food truck license renewal for Katrina Mia.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab.
I move the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the temporary food truck cart license renewal application for
Katrina Mia.
Katrina Mia as outlined in 13F.
That name
Second.
always throws me off too, by the way.
I just can't see.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? All in favor? By the way, I will give a quick discussion. This is phenomenal food here, by the way. And I've eaten here. Very good. Actually, in here with Councilman Ahmad and former Council Chairman Dave Abdullah. We went in
Telegraph
for
and
lunch.
Hess. It's like a food truck.
Very, very good. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have comments from council members.
Council Chair,
Councilman Saab.
I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Their loved ones and families. Also want to report that hopefully we have a ceasefire in Lebanon. That coward Netanyahu, I hope he rots in hell. Him and his whole entire government. For the devastating destruction they hated in South Lebanon. I mean, the words I want to say, I can't say them on the record about this human. He's an animal. He's a piece of crap. Let's leave it at that. I also want to discuss, I want to thank this young lady that came from Crestwood's government class for her great speech she gave. I just want to let you know that public safety is one of our top issues, and we've been addressing it with the administration. Okay, crosswalks put by Crestwood, more lighting, stop signs, more signage around schools. It's something that we're actively approaching. So you should come to more meetings and check up and follow up on agendas on it. So thank you. I'm all set, Council.
Any other councilor? Councilman Constant.
Yeah. Thank you, Council Chair. I too want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving with their family. We have a lot to be thankful for. The world these days, things constantly change. We have a lot of challenges. I'll leave it to, I echo Councilman Saab's comments about the terrible human rights violations, war crimes going on in the Middle East. And I know a lot of the members of the Dearborn Heights community have family that have been injured or killed in Lebanon, unprovoked, unwarranted attacks. Again, ask for everyone to be diligent and speak out and contact their elected officials.
Council Chair?
Yes, ma'am. Councilwoman Breyer.
I approve for the broken tooth. It happened Sunday. But I'd like to thank Jasmine Dancy because she put on a great presentation on November 14th regarding our Ecorse Creek. We had over 30 people in attendance. She had great signage, and I'm trying to think who else might have been there from this group. But
who was it?
It was the Downriver Community Conference. They're talking about a 1-mile design that
No, who was the lady?
Mr. Dancy's wife.
Oh.
Jasmine.
There you go.
And she's just as good as he is, guys.
Nobody can top John.
I think his wife is,
But she's heavily into what she did, and it's a 1-mile design for flood mitigation, ecological health, community development, redistricting infrastructure from Telegraph to Madison, and it will also affect Heather Lane Park. And it's in line, they're talking the lineage of the creek itself, and it'll take water off the creek line. And she talked what a riffle is, and water billing slows down the water, native plants, everything was really good, and I just thought I'd give her kudos for that. Thank you.
I know you like to go last, so I'll go next, Councilman.
That's fine.
Quickly, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. It's a time to be thankful for. It's really a time for my home, which is going to be, you know, a lot of void and a lot of hearts have been broken. We've lost a lot of family in the last year. But, you know, my father makes it very, very important that on Thanksgiving, we still always hang out together. I have about 150 first cousins. We go to one big hall. Everybody's kind of like a big potluck. I meet cousins that I've never met before. It's pretty awesome that we're going to go out and we're going to enjoy Thanksgiving, and just remember to be thankful for, you know, the health that we have, you know, the family members that we have, the friends that we have, the people that are around us, even if they're making jokes constantly. But really, I know, you know, it's just a really, really good time. I feel like Thanksgiving is always that one day of the year where everybody is showing so much gratitude to one another and everybody's cooking for each other. And I just wish that it was always like Thanksgiving, where we always shared love and respect and gratitude and giving back to each other. Because really, that's what we should be doing on this earth. You know, even at times where like I have disagreements with individuals, I want to like share my, you know, my love, and really, because that's truly who I am as a person. Councilwoman, I'm sorry if I got a little upset with you. Please forgive me. She's like my mother. I would say grandmother.
He's like my first son.
You know, she's definitely like my mother, and I apologize.
You know what? We're okay.
You know,
we're all good.
Big sister.
Big sister, big sister.
Real old sister.
Also, my wife and I just 2 days ago celebrated our 6th-year anniversary. It was wonderful. My wife actually gave me this whole book about our dates and times, and for the first time, I actually teared up. We were sitting at dinner, and it talked about like the first time we met, the first time, you know, when our parents met. Like, it was so detailed, and I said, "How did you remember these dates?" Luckily, it was her making those decisions and, you know, remembering them, and not myself. And then just lastly, you know, I've been getting a lot of questions regarding this investigation on the water bill, on people's water bills, and I want you to know this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. I've been in communication, and I know you're supposed to go out for bids, but I'm asking for a company to do it free of charge. And if this company does it free of charge, they're going to be doing their own investigation and seeing some of these water bills. And you know, believe it or not, Dana Parrish actually went down and broke down some really, really good, you know, some figures and some numbers. And if you actually took a chance to read it, he emailed it to myself, I believe some of the council members, and posted it up on Facebook. But it still does not answer some of these water bills. I still can't answer to the gentleman that's got an $8,000 water bill, a $5,000 water bill, a $3,000 water bill. I don't have the answer. I don't think Mr. Dancy from our DPW director has the answer. You know, as great as the job that Mr. Parrish did, he still did not give me the answer. And I don't believe anybody from the administration can give me that answer. And I swear this investigation isn't to say, oh, you know, I want to get back at somebody, or I want to prove something, prove a point. I just don't know what to say anymore. What do I say to the same song, the same exact question? Just this morning, Mo, I got a water bill. I had a resident come back and tell me I got 2 water bills mailed to me on the same day.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that twice.
And I said, what? They said, yeah, I got 2 different water bills, and I got double billed. They said, what do I do? I said,
pay one.
No, I said, you got to pay.
That's what the water department
Must
said.
have a
Pay
water
one.
leak.
Well, no, it was a duplicate bill. Everybody on Highview got 2 bills.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's outside of Highview. This was somebody in the south end got these 2 bills. So
That's a waste of paper on our part.
So I don't know. I don't know the answer. So that's the whole purpose of this.
Postage.
And you know, I wish that we could work hand in hand with this administration and say, hey, let's figure it out. Maybe they don't realize it. But there's definitely something going on with our water bills. And I might, you know, since he's retiring, might lean on Mr. Jamal and say, hey, come on, let's figure this out together. But with just our closing remarks, thank you. But with that, I appreciate you all. I love everybody. Be safe when you guys are frying your turkey this week. Just remember that our firefighters are going to be on duty. Our police officers are going to be on duty. Our heart is with our police and fires in the city of Dearborn Heights. So when you're frying that turkey, please just remember that you might be, and if something goes wrong, obviously our firefighters are going to be there for you. Just be a little aware when you're frying that turkey to kind of allow our firefighters who are sitting here at the fire station, both at headquarters on the south end, to be able to enjoy their Thanksgiving as well, since they're already leaving it from not being with their families. Thank you so much.
They should get a blanket. Have you seen them advertise, those fire blankets?
Yeah.
Yeah. We ought to be
Councilman
selling
Wenzel.
them.
Thank you, Council Chair. You know, I'm proud of our government, their support of a proposed ceasefire in the Middle East. We have to end all this unnecessary bloodshed. There's a lot of members in the community here in Dearborn Heights who have family in the Middle East, and a ceasefire is long overdue. You know, my heart is heavy for our community members who have family over there suffering, who have been killed, who are out of their homes, who are missing, who have no contact with them. I always preach family and family unity, and it must be so hard for members of our community that are suffering with these issues with their family over in the Middle East. Let's all pray for peace, and I hope the same effort goes toward the war in the Ukraine also. This is this time of year is Thanksgiving and the holidays coming up. It's a time of peace. Everybody's sending out cards to say peace on them. Peace and love. There's a gentleman from a rock and roll band called the Beatles, Ringo Starr, and he always says peace and love. That's his main motto. And if we just live by that peace and love, I know it's probably not possible, but if everyone tried a little bit, I think this world would be a better place. On another note, the nonprofit that I run, Jamie's Kids, we branched off into several community charity branches, and one of them is our family fun events that we put on for families and residents. Dearborn Heights completely free with all kinds of food and games and prizes paid for through sponsorships. And we recently started something this past fall, a thing called Neighbor Labor, where we advertised senior centers and VFW halls to rake leaves for senior citizens in our community, veterans, and residents with disabilities. And the past 3 weekends, we've done nearly 50 homes, had over 100 volunteers. A lot of the volunteers were families that came out, mom and dad and the kids, or mom and the kids, or dad and the kids. And the faces of the people houses we worked on were phenomenal. I mean, they're so grateful that someone came out and they all had the same comment. Well, I'm glad this is going on in our city. Now, I'm glad to be a part of it, and I want to thank all the people that volunteered, because no matter how much Jamie's Kids planned, you couldn't do it without the volunteers. And a big part of our volunteers were our high school kids from, Annapolis High School, Crestwood High School, and Robichaud High School. And a special shout out goes to the NHS students from Crestwood, which every time I put something on, they are there, no questions asked, and numbers, not just a couple of them. It's always, how many do you want? If I want 20, they send 20. If I say 30, they send 30. So hats off to all the volunteers, and we're going to continue to do it. We have a little bit of a waiting list now, but we're going to see what we can do about getting everyone taken care of. Also, I want to congratulate and say a great big thank you to our Parks and Recreation Director, Kim Sauer, for over 34 years of service to the city. There was a dedication yesterday at the Van Houten Park. I wasn't able to attend. I felt really bad about it, but it was like her big last hurrah. And the park's amazing, and we had different people in the city. CDBG department had a lot to do with that also. But Kim's been doing a great job. She's been with us for a long time, and she's truly going to be missed. And two last things. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I mean, I've got so much to be thankful for. I mentioned something about the community in Dearborn Heights, the Arab American community, and they have helped me and my family so much. I can't even begin to tell you how much they've helped me through every aspect of help that I've needed, and especially in these last 7 years since we've adopted our five grandchildren. I can't thank them enough. They're so close to my heart, and so many of them stop by our house all the time and see how the kids are doing, and God bless them all. And last but not least, happy anniversary to Mr. and Mrs. Mo Beydoun, their 6th anniversary.
Any other discussion? All right, seeing none, we'll take it to, comments from
For me? Okay. Lynn Senya, City Clerk, Dearborn Heights. I want to thank the council, since it's Thanksgiving, but I thank you. I don't think people realize that it's really not a part-time job. And I thank you for all the time that you give to our city and to our residents. I can go, I don't want to miss anybody else, because we have many of, all the people that are in attendance here today, they're doing it on their time because they care for our city and they care for everybody. I do want to thank Council Chair Baydoun for sharing an invitation to both the treasurer and I for Hillcrest Turkey Trot. I was able to go. The kids had a blast. I was able to see the addition. I don't even know when they put the addition on over at Hillcrest, but it's really nice, and the parent group is, which I was part of a long time ago, is still going strong. So, and the kids, they were so cute. They had little turkey inflatables and stuff like that. And I was also able to attend the Friendsgiving event at Annapolis last Friday, where me and my granddaughter were the only ones in the bounce house, but she bounced, I just laid. But it was fun, and I just want to share that with you, have everybody. It does look like the ceasefire is going to happen 4 a.m. local time, it looked like. So I'm very thankful for that, too. So, happy Thanksgiving. You're welcome.
Before you begin, Mr. McCaffrey, I just want to say one more thing. I'm so sorry. And I don't think anybody has ever talked about this. Every holiday season, every Thanksgiving, and every Christmas, almost all the employees at City Hall write a letter to all the council members. And I've saved all 4 years of this, and I look forward to it every single year. And my wife, was always like, "Why you got this box over here?" And I'm just like, stop. I want to look back at these in like 10 years. But really, it's so amazing, and I know Councilman Saab's the rookie of the first holiday season, so he'll be getting his first set of cards, and I don't know, maybe they don't like them, they don't want to send it, or maybe it's just me. But really, it's the sweetest and nicest thing, and I just saw Mr. McCaffrey come up here because there's also a letter or a card that comes from him as well and his staff, and it's just something to show a little bit of nobody really talks about this act of kindness that is being done by our employees towards the council, so we're thankful for that.
Oh, well, thank you.
Agree.
So, hello, Council Chair and Mayor. Just want to talk about a couple of things. This is kind of a longer list, so hang in there a little bit here. I probably should have done some of this last meeting. So, first off, next Thursday, all day, the 5th of December from 10 to 8, join us for our holiday and 60th anniversary open house at JFK. Activities will include a mobile vaccine clinic, holiday drop-in craft, story time with Lynn Hartwig, special after-school craft, Grinch Cindy Lou Who program, hot chocolate and dessert bar, holiday market shopping, Santa and music with Crescendo Detroit. For more details on specific times that they're there, go to our new webpage at dhlibrary.org. Our holiday delivery boxes are in full swing. This year we are dropping off seasonal cookie decorating kits. To register, go to our site at dhlibrary.org. We will be accepting registrations through the 8th of December, and we'll deliver boxes 12th through the 21st of December. We already got 400 or 500 signed up, so come on out and sign up and get your box. Also, in the holiday spirit of giving, the library has done a number of things to help those in need. The library will have bins to donate toys for tots at both buildings until December 11th. We also have a mitten tree at JFK until December 20th with mittens donated to local shelters. Also, the library is partnering with Rotary. We'll be selling paper trees for Goodfellows at both buildings right up until we close for the holiday. Finally, I wanted to announce that we have a new website at dhlibrary.org. After many months of work, our new site is now up. You can sign up for all our programs, access databases, register library cards, and access our new historical archive with a host of historical scanned newspapers and documents. So we scanned a bunch of newspapers that have been sitting in our archive for a long time, and now anyone can go ahead and take a look. So go ahead and do that. I want to thank Sean Gibson, one of our staff, one of our part-time staff, who worked very hard to make this come together, and working with David Cooper for making sure we're all up to par on it. So thank them both. One more thing, I did hear some talk about ARPA and part-time, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't stand up for my staff a little bit. They were working a good portion of 2020 in a public-facing position, and I was really proud of their service for that, and I know many other part-time employees did as well. So I would just like it to be at least considered by council administration, that they be given some consideration regarding that. So that's all for now. Thanks for your time, and see you at the library. Thank you.
Zoom.
Next up, we have Kim Sauer. Director Kim Sauer. Let's skip her, we'll go to Madam Treasurer. Clayton.
Okay, hello, yep, I'm here. Good evening. I hope you can hear me because my phone is kind of breaking up. I want to say, first of all, with everyone else, happy Thanksgiving. I'm very blessed. I'm thankful for God. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for our residents, City Hall and staff, police and fire department heads, and of course, you council. I appreciate all of you very much. What I did want to say is I got two things, well, actually three things real quick, is a reminder that we have Residents Assistance Day on Thursday, December 19th at the Carolyn Kennedy Library, sponsored by the Treasurer's Office, working with Wayne Metro, Wayne County Treasurer's Office, and other agencies, including someone that will help with credit counseling for free. And again, that's December 19th at Carolyn Kennedy Library from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. We also want to let everybody know that winter taxes are being mailed the first week in December, so please watch for those. If you have any questions, please contact our office at 313-791-3410. And I want to do a special thank you to the Treasurer's Office staff, who is always diligent in their work in responding to customers, including answer the phone. By the way, I heard a comment about that tonight, but we do answer our phones, and I thank them for that because they are delivering that service. The last thing I want you council members and Madam Clerk, and on item 9A, I did pull over and I looked it up. On SimCog's website, it says that Bill Bosby is the delegate and Mariana Hernandez is the alternate. However, Madam Clerk clearly stated that the council, there's no record of the council appointing them. If that is the case, I ask for you, council and Madam Clerk, to contact SimCog and say who and when was something submitted to you stating that they are the delegate and alternate, because it would require a motion by the council body, which means it would have came from the clerk's office. So I want to ask, put that in your mind. Please follow up on that, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Madam Treasurer, I got a question for you real quick.
Yes.
How often are these meetings?
I'm sorry, can you
Assembly's like once
repeat
every
that?
3-4 months.
How often are these meetings?
The meetings, well, the committee meetings that I'm on are monthly, sometimes every other month. Then there's a quarterly General Assembly meeting, which was, the last one was in October, and there was one in July, as Councilwoman Malinowski Maxwell mentioned, which I was listed as the delegate, which means if a letter is submitted to SimCog, which it sounds like it was, and Madam Clerk didn't do it, who did it? And it would have been done after July. Or even after October, because I was a delegate in October.
I'll figure this out, because I have some friends that I'm gonna reach out to. I actually have to.
Okay, I just ask you to please investigate this, because that, I'm very curious who submitted it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna investigate.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna make a quick phone call. All I'm gonna do.
Right, well, inquiries should be made, because if Madam Clerk didn't do it, it didn't come from her office, which it would, because it requires an appointment by the council, there'd be a motion on file, and she had clearly stated earlier that there was no record.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Next up, Director Sauer.
He's not there, so.
Director Sauer.
She's still muted. Oh, she has not muted. Gotcha.
Next up, we'll take it
I
to the
forgot,
public.
she's got to do the other side.
Hello, can you hear me?
There you
Oh,
go.
she's here.
There goes.
Can you hear me yet?
Yep.
Okay, all right. I had trouble with this thing on muting on the cell phone, so I would just like to remind everybody about this Tuesday, December 3rd. We have our annual tree lighting ceremony at 6:30 at City Hall. We've got lots of free family fun activities, including cookie decorating, Christmas caroling, letters to Santa, and we're going to welcome Santa into Dearborn Heights for the holiday season. Everyone is welcome, and I'd like everybody to come to have a great time. Thank you.
I have a question for you. Director, are you there?
Yes.
And it's just a question that I've been asked from the trustees at B7 and Westwood. Why have their students not been accounted for? Why have their students not been asked to be a part of the Christmas carols and, you know, I don't know the answer and, you know, I would assume that it's just, I don't know.
Well, I can answer that. I have several times throughout the years tried to get other choirs and other schools to lead the Christmas caroling at the tree lighting, to the point where 2 years I actually had to go without a choir because I was told I had, or they said yes, and then they didn't come through. It's quite a job to get all the students together and to get them there to sing. Because of those times, I actually ended up losing Riverside, who I've had for a while, but they've basically been the only group that's come through for me. And, you know, out of 37 years, you know, I've tried 2 or 3 years to get other groups. And a couple of years we went without because I tried to get another group and was unable to do that. And so fearful of that happening again, I've stayed with a group that has really wanted to do it and come forward and come through for us every year.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. That hopefully that answers for those who are asking me that question.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Thank you, Director. Next up, we're going to take it to public comments. You got 3 minutes. State your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on.
Rose Trepepe, still on Tulane Street, Dearborn
You
Heights.
still there, huh?
I'm still there, 53 years. Yes, my neighbor's trying to get rid of me. I have 3 things. Eaton's having their flea market Christmas craft show this weekend, so you're all welcome to come.
What time is that?
9 to 3.
9 to 3.
9 to 3 on
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
9
Eaton's
a.m.
down in
to
the ghetto.
No.
It's down the street from
Secondly-
Pardee Elementary.
Secondly, I have asked Mr. Dancy last meeting, and he called me back about getting our parking lot fixed because we've had some seniors falling. And it's not the big one, it's the little one next to the playground. Now, if we had Jamal still there, maybe I could finagle him because he got us our toilets to get us a grant.
Guys, please let her finish. Nothing from the audience, please.
He didn't want to hear me, so he fixes the toilets. Most of you don't want to hear my mouth, but I can't help that. Thirdly, when ordinance, there's a problem, when you call them, do you ever get a response back? I'm having a very bad problem with living in the ghetto, which I said, because they don't rake their leaves, they don't bring their trash cans in, they're there all week long.
Have you and Angela been hanging out?
Well, and I keep calling and calling and
We have them
calling,
in both ends.
and
We're
I don't
just
get any
sweeping on our
response.
neighborhood.
All right, neighbor, ghetto trash. So I don't know what to do.
There's no ordinance on leave, I believe, that's probably.
But we have 3 crippled people on my block alone, walk with walkers. When those leaves are wet, they're slippery. If one of us fall, just like at the senior center, if one of those seniors fall and get hurt, I already told Tom.
Bill's
But
raising
Mr.
his
Dancy did call me right back, but there's really nothing he can
Tulane
do.
Street, let's see some out there at the police tomorrow.
No, I called him for the parking lot.
We get some street sweepers, they were just in my neighborhood, I
It's
saw
not-
there was.
They don't pick up the leaves in the
Guys, time out.
grass.
There's 2 that come and clean, there's one that cleans, there's another one that cleans,
I
and
don't
there's
have-
one that sucks.
I don't have a problem with that. They pick them up. They're picking them up. These are on the grass and the sidewalk, so it blows down the street and into my driveway. No, I'm anal and I don't like that stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the second time I've done a fall cleanup because, and I think I was just venting to you about it, because my neighbor,
These are young people, not old people.
oh man. They're young people?
Yes, they're young people, both houses. But I know the sweepers come
I
because I
know,
watch them.
thank you, I see it. All right. I'm gonna keep it up for the audience.
But can we get him back so he can get us a parking lot? Because he'll know how to wrangle.
That's on Bill Bazey to decide.
You can appoint him. I give you permission.
Thank you so much, Rose.
Thank you, Rose.
You used your full 3 minutes this time for once. How you doing, ma'am? Please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on.
Angela Venegas, AKA Mo's favorite redhead.
Yep.
Dwight Street, Dearborn Heights, Michigan. Few things. Tree ordinance. Roger. Been over a year. You and I worked on the tree ordinance. We had a gentleman in here about a month ago who almost died from one of our city trees. What are we doing?
Want me to answer that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at what Dearborn just passed, an ordinance for it. So I'm looking at what they just was in the news yesterday, so I want to make sure. You got to be specific what you want, because I helped you get that tree down in front, and I went with the previous director. If you don't want to pay the money to get the tree, the 300 or whatever, to get the new tree planted, we can meet again and go through it. Just been a lot of things going on, but I take it seriously.
Well, and it
What do you
all
wanna
comes
do?
down to the city's responsibility. There's branches falling like crazy. You guys have seen numerous videos from me. This is ridiculous.
We have
No.
a tree ordinance, but do you want to amend it and add some things to it? Get it to
Well,
me
yes.
specifically. For instance, Vince contacted me. Within an hour, I got an ordinance taken care of issue that he'd been looking at for years. So I'm willing to work with you. Just
Well,
give me a chance.
that was the purpose of us meeting, was to try and do something to resolve it for the residents, to make it safer.
Okay.
And
I'm
then
willing
the
to meet.
Airbnb, you guys have had this up again. What are we doing about Airbnbs? I live next door to one.
I'd like to see an ordinance, actually, Roger, if you don't mind, putting it up saying no Airbnbs in Dearborn Heights.
Is it going to take another year, 2 years? I mean, come on.
Why don't we, this is a suggestion, we have the ordinance drafted. We want to remove B&Bs. I don't know about the litigation yet. I'd like us to study it.
We don't have an
Let's get sued. I mean, we're getting sued almost for everything, might as well just add another one to the list.
Yeah, but
At least
Well,
I
you
think
know,
your litigation
lawyers
approved.
need money, and they have to,
This is a quality of life and safety issue, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I haven't heard, except for you, and you brought up the planning commission, and they asked, there was one person, because right before we spoke on the short-term rental ordinance, there were about 60 people speaking about that one development. Not one stayed and complained about the food truck ordinance, which they could have. I mean, the short-term rental ordinance, which they could have, they did not. But you did speak up, and Mr. Saab. So you had that one property next door. But what we have is nuisance abatement laws.
There's other
And if-
residents.
and
They
if
were
you,
on mine.
if you have a house next to you that has prostitution, drugs, and things going on, get it to me. Get me the address, get me the owner, get me the information, and we will act on that.
Roger, I made a report every day to the police. They were out there.
Okay, then I will contact them. Just send it to me so I can know what you're talking about.
All right, guys. But it's not about special treatment.
No,
It's not about
no,
saying-
I will act on it.
No, I know, but not every resident can
It's
just sit
not-
there and send it to you.
Well,
And it's not just.
I'm telling you,
know
I
what,
had,
Roger,
we
a
had
lot of
60
people won't
residents
come up here because
prior
they're afraid of
to
retaliation.
that going
I've had
before the
people
planning
threaten to burn my
commission,
house down because I
and
moved here.
nobody stayed and complained.
All right, Roger, let her finish.
You.
Let her get her 2 minutes.
No problem.
Come on, thank you. We're not trying to talk over individuals. Come on, let's give her her respect. Go ahead.
Another thing is streetlights. We supposedly have new streetlights. On my way to work at 4 in the morning when it's pitch black, Charlesworth to Inkster on Warren, brand-new LED streetlights flickering, and half of them don't work. There's 10 lights out. I counted them on my way here to City Council. And from Charlesworth coming here to Fenton, 28 lights are out on Warren Avenue. This young lady here was talking about safety and kids. It's dark when these kids are going to school in the morning. There's no lights out on Warren Avenue. What are we doing to protect our kids? This ain't the only issue I have with our kids. We got the sidewalk over by Riverside that nobody takes care of, bushes overgrown. Is anybody, it's almost ready to snow, is anybody gonna shovel that walk for those kids as they're walking to school? Nobody can give me an answer on that. Nobody can even tell me who owns that damn sidewalk. I feel like coming to council meetings anymore is BS. Because we keep bringing stuff forward to you as residents and not a damn thing is getting done. And I don't know if we blame that on our mayor who never shows up to meetings. He sure has no problems getting rid of people who are valuable to the city, but he can't show up and be accountable for anything. It's disgusting. But anyways, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. I love all of you and I appreciate everybody who shows up to these meetings every week and the council for putting up with me.
I swear, you just sounded just like me for a second. You went from snapping to giving love.
I think that's it.
All right, anyone else? How you doing, sir? You got 3 minutes. Please state your name, the city you reside in, and the street that you live on.
Hassan Jamal, State of Michigan. Your approval and trust in me, it's a badge of honor. Including the clerk, including the treasurer, including the most of the residents who I served, honorably, with integrity, who I put the effort for years to bring in grants that others taking credit of it. But it is to benefit the people who the grant being granted by the United States Congress and the state to help the people. It doesn't matter who takes the credit. Whoever hungry for credit can take it to the bank of credit. Thank you for the badge of honor you gave me. Very small advice. When I was the director of compliance and budget for the city of Dearborn Heights, I suggested to resolve the water issue. Back then when I did the study, me and the treasurer, and at that time the controller, is to hire more people to do readings according to the charter every other month or couple months, and to bill based on actual until we change all the meters in the city to be read electronically. That's fair for the people who reside in the addresses and they don't have to pay for future occupant of their properties. The water rates are regulated by the state of Michigan with MCLs. You all know. Review them. Review them. The city should study and put every year a budget for the water fund and set the rate according to the state of Michigan rules and regulations. Just check when the last time the city and you, the council, approved a water rate or a water budget. Very simple. Look, the public needs simple solutions that they understand. They don't need complicated resolution and ordinance and things like that. People are common people at the third grade level. Reading and writing, they don't want complicated things. Look at the MCL, look at the Congress. They're all the third grade level. Look at the regulations. I read it every day, thousands of pages. Easy to understand. Secondly, and lastly, the properties that we bought from the county because they are foreclosed. The situation changed. We can buy those property and sell them for profit, as long as there is nobody claim them by July of the second year. That's been discussed, ratified by our corporation council over there, my friend. The letter is there. The hold on them, in my opinion, was necessary. I worked on them, me, Roger, and the treasurer, and the building department. We went out for bid for three properties out there. Just bid it out to the people so they can bid on it in batches of 5s. Why you want to complicate all this? There's no need. You want to benefit the people. You want to benefit whoever wanted to buy this property, live in it, and renovate it. Just do it simple. 5 batches. There's one experience with that. Three property being bid out way back 2 years ago. Very simple, easy to go. Roger was involved, our great corporation council. Dr. Fernha was involved. Just make it simple. Very simple, very easy, everybody understand. Why we are holding on over $1 million property or forced property for 3 years. For what reason? With that, I give the rest of my time to Council Chairman, Mr. Bedoun. Again,
Your time has been up for almost 30 seconds.
I thank you. I'm just a resident of the state of Michigan trying to help a people who I love in this community.
Anybody else? Young Gail? Sorry, it's a hard one to beat when Mr. Jamal gets up and speaks, but
Yep.
please state your name, the city you reside in, and the street that you live on, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. My name's Elizabeth Aljuni. I live on Whitefield Street, and I'm a resident of Dearborn Heights. So that was good, and I just wanted, I don't have anything to complain. I just want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I know it's very hard to be happy right now for some of us, and I just hope that you wish you patience instead, and hopefully with the ceasefire getting passed in Lebanon, hopefully that things take a turn for the better. And if you are actually celebrating Thanksgiving, then I hope you have lots of fun with your family, grandkids, even pets, grandkids, kids, siblings, parents, whatever. I hope you have lots of fun, and I hope you enjoy food and all those fun traditions. And that's all. I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Young lady. You're amazing, by the way. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. I've been looking at your glasses all day.
I decided that I was going to go crazy with, when I got old, I was going to wear leopard, but I'm not one of those that going to wear leopard clothes, so I just wore leopard glasses.
Love it. How you doing, ma'am? Please state your name, the city you reside in, and the street that you live on.
My name's Renee Myrna, and I live in Dearborn Heights on Annapolis.
Ma'am.
And first of all, in 2007, I had a fire at my house, and my neighbors called me at 2 p.m. and said, "Honey, get home, your house is on fire." And by the time I got there, I live a block and a half from the fire station. And by the time I got there, those guys had it all taken care of, it was all under control. I had lost a lot of pets, and the fire chief that was there just comforted me. He said, because I wanted to go see him, and he said, "No, they're on the truck. Just let them go. Don't look." He was so helpful, because I'm so glad he said that. And the only thing is, the next day, I was all upset about what started the fire, and I was a brand new homeowner, and that's why I called the fire station, and he answers the phone, or he talks to me, and I said, "Well, what started the fire?" He goes, "Don't worry, we decided it wasn't arson." I was like, "Arson?" I wasn't even thinking about arson until he said that, and I was like, gave me a whole nother idea of the fire department. So just want to let you know, our city services, pretty good, and I love the library, and thank you for passing everything for the library. I just want to say that gentleman over there against the wall, man, that stack of phone book that he had of the work he did, that's phenomenal to me. Yeah, he really does his work, Yeah, she's got a copy. So I have to tell you, the first time I went to a meeting was in Allen Park. My friend is involved with the Allen Park, and I was really impressed because, all the panel was sitting there. They were very attentive. Nobody was talking while anybody was talking. They were very attentive to whoever was talking. They gave respect, And after the meeting, I was talking to them and they said, well, why don't you go to your own city council? And I said, I never thought of it. It didn't cross my mind. And they all said, yeah, you need to go to your city council. Yeah. So they had me worried, and then I was at their city council today with my friend, and they got out early, and I'm like, man, I need some excitement. I'm so glad I came here. I'm in therapy now, I'm telling you. It's like...
Well, this is your first meeting.
The first time, but you know what? It's really respectful between you guys, and I'm glad that, that you guys work it out. I've been praying for you. I didn't know what your faces were. I vote for you. Been praying for you. But just want to let you know that I also take sections of the city and pray for them. So hate to, I'll say I'm glad to say it. Boogerati's next on my list, so I'm going to be circling that place. I pass by it every day going to and from work, and I notice it all the time. And so I've had
He's not my friend. I swear he's not.
Well, it doesn't matter if he's your friend, but I've had certain weird feelings when I go past there, and so now I know why. There's some controversy or something. There's something in the realm of going on over there, so I'll just keep that in prayer, and I just want you guys to know you're supported in prayer.
Thank you. You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
It's not always. I didn't catch your. It's not always that we have such great speakers coming before us that are just wanting to tell us how much they want to pray for us. Like you might be the first person that came in here and said, "Hey, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to spread love with you." First, we get yelled at, we get knocked out, we get they pull our ear,
Yes.
Rose, she'll pull our hair, and then she'll kick you, and then she'll be like, "Hey, here we are, right? Get up."
Probably one of the reasons you're surviving all your attacks is because you guys are supported.
Thank you. We love the tough love sometimes from Rose.
And the cane.
Anyone else in the audience? Seeing none, we're going to take it to.
You got one more.
Oh, yep.
By the way, I wanted to say, it's a good thing you voted on his pension before that.
Oh, there's going to be a lot more action coming by the end of the year. You got an additional minute, sir. Time starts. Go ahead. Please state your name, the city you reside in, and the street that you live on.
Okay, my name's Ron Frenzy, live on Fairwood in Dearborn Heights. And 2 weeks ago, I gave a talk on how to minimize losses, or really big losses, if it happens, with the police and fire pension fund. Because currently, they're underfunded by $40 million. $40 million. It's not 4,000 or 4 million. It's 40 million. So this is a way to stop losses, where if you buy a stock, say at $100, put in an order right away that if it hits minus 8%, you're sold. So I gave this talk last 2 weeks ago, and no one, unfortunately, was interested. So the treasurer says what I should do is go to the police and fire pension fund, which I did. And if hard to believe, but no one there had an interest in mitigating losses. I don't get it. So I must be the worst speaker around. So I just want to present it in a different way. Everybody here in the council and myself have 4 different kinds of insurance. One kind of insurance is health insurance, and I had a friend of mine 5 years ago that was in a hospital for 4 weeks. The bill was $780,000, and it was nearly all paid by insurance. So insurance is a good thing. Car insurance. Everybody has car insurance. Not only is it so important, it's against the law not to have it. Homeowners insurance, which I have too, is very important. My neighbor had a fire in their fireplace, and it cost probably $50,000 to $70,000 damage. Most of their insurance paid for that. And everybody has probably, especially if you have kids, life insurance, because that's for people when after you die, so much money goes to your heirs. So insurance is really important. But why people don't want to have insurance or somewhat insurance on their stock and bond portfolio, I don't know. So just to bring it back to 3 examples, The last 4 days, the past 2 years, the stock market has gone straight up, which is really good. So to protect the losses, there should be some way to mitigate that. So I want to mention three examples of what happened recently. The last 4 days in July and the first 4 days of August, the stock market went straight down. I picked out 9 really popular stocks that averaged minus 18% loss. Microsoft, Google, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Meta, JP Morgan, Apple, Amazon, and they were all down roughly 18%. NVIDIA, which is the hottest stock around, went down 32% in 8 days. And if you don't have any way to protect your assets, the money is gone. Another example is from the police and fire. I gave a talk on November 20th. The following day, Target went down 20%. Now, I don't know if they have Target, but they probably do. Today, General Motors fell 9%. So these things happen all the time, and it's just something to consider that you want to protect your money. And I think Mr. Abdul Haq mentioned that if the losses are too big in the pension funds, the city has to make up for it. And if the city has to make up for it, that means more taxes for us. Is that right?
Council Chair?
Yeah.
You have 10 more. You have 7 more seconds.
I'm done.
You're done.
Sure.
You definitely timed this at home to yourself.
I know.
Council Chair, if I may, I want to thank the gentleman. He gave out documents last meeting. I did pass it on to Bill on the pension board for them to look at what you gave. I don't know what happened afterwards, but I just want to let you know we delivered to them and the next morning.
Okay.
We all know, Mr. Frenzy, a major correction's coming. I mean, it'll probably be after the first of the year, but economists are predicting it.
Oh, yeah. But I'm just proposing, protect yourself. That's all.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.
You did a great job, always very tentative. He sends me an email, asks for his additional minute, and it has always great information. You're right. I have car insurance, I have health insurance. Well, my wife pays for that through her work. And then,
Life insurance.
No, not life insurance, but we have homeowners insurance, car insurance. Why not put insurance on our money?
Health insurance.
Instead of gambling.
Health insurance.
And health insurance.
I had to give that up today.
I love it. Before I move over to Mr. Owen, I do want to also just give a little quick kudos to Lori Mullen. This is a resident that watches every single city council meeting. And then the next morning, she sends me a heart and just tells me, you did such a phenomenal job. You did such a good job. Then she gives me cliff notes of the meetings. And then there's sometimes where she'll tell me things like, all right, Mo, you messed up here, 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 and here. And I appreciate it and I respect both times. But, seeing the young lady in the audience today, she reminded me of Lori Mullen, and I wanted to really recognize her. And this isn't something that she's done for like a week or two, or 1 or 2 meetings. She's done this for like the last 10 or 15 meetings with me. I don't know if any of you guys also received these emails from Lori Mullen, but she sends me this amazing text after every meeting. And so I wanted to recognize her. And if she's here watching this, maybe she's at home thinking, wow, Mo, why are you putting me on blast? I'm just saying, I appreciate you for real. Next up, we have Mr. Owen, the public activist. Please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on. He did also ask for an additional minute.
I would like to recognize myself as Isa Chief Shaheen today. So, guys, in Michigan, I can do that if I wanted to. So I just want to make a clarification at this time that the young lady came and said that there's problems with break-ins. Same thing as Dearborn. Very simple, guys. What are you guys going to do about it? That's a question, Chair, I want to ask you.
Mr. Shaheen, you want to ask me?
Yes, I would like to ask you that question.
Well, what are we doing about it? I mean, we're equipping.
What are you going to do about it?
Hire more police officers.
Well, we've been equipping our police department to the best of our ability. Anything they've come before us, aside from chairs, we've approved.
Oh, so Dearborn has the same problem. You have the same problem. Isa Shaheen's sleeping on the job. So we need to know what's going on. She came and said something that hit it right on the spot. And nobody wants to address this situation. This is a very hot topic right now in Dearborn and Dearborn Heights. Very hot topic.
Mr.
What are
Shaheen.
you guys gonna do about it?
Mr. Shaheen, what are you gonna do about it?
Council Chair?
Hang on
What
one
am I
second.
gonna do about it?
Yeah.
I'm talking about Dearborn Heights. What do I'm working in Dearborn. But this young lady said something, they hit it right on the money, and we need to know what we're gonna do about it.
Council
You
Chair?
got TCD, he won't, in Dearborn, he's not allowed to post because Abdullah Hamoud said he's not allowed to post. Now, he'll post in Dearborn Heights because he doesn't need a permission slip, if you know what that means. It's called fake news that posts whatever he wants when Abdullah Hamoud tells him what to post. But the problem in Dearborn Heights, when we get a 16-year-old coming to say something, there's a problem here.
Let him finish. You got 2 minutes, sir.
I understand. Can you answer my question? What are you going to do about
Roger,
the situation?
please. I'm gonna let you finish your 2 minutes, sir, and then if your time is up.
I want you to answer. I want you to answer my question.
I don't have an
You don't
answer.
want to answer because you don't know what to do. You're in a tight spot. The crime is up, and we need to know what you guys are gonna do about it.
Believe it or not, crime is actually down.
Hold on. The young lady asked questions. She deserves answers.
Thank you.
Just brushed her off. No. I'm speaking. Now, don't interrupt me. You brushed her off. You told her congratulations, thank you. You didn't answer the question for her. What are you going to do about the crime? She asked you a question. Answer it the way she gave it to you. She doesn't know that you have to answer the question. You should answer the question. As a council president, your job is to sit there and answer questions for the residents. So please answer her question.
Well, I want to just make a few corrections for you, Mr. Owen. I don't have to answer anybody's question. I don't.
Okay, but you're voted in for not to answer questions?
No, I don't have to. Hang on, Mr. Owen. Are you going to give me a second? Are you going to let me speak? I let you speak. I didn't interrupt you one time. Number one, I don't have to answer any questions for her. Number two, she actually came over here and shared a little bit of gratitude and wished us a happy Thanksgiving and just saying that, the last time that she spoke, the first time that she spoke, yes, she talked about, crime rates and things that are happening in the city. And this is something that I can tell you right now, just recently speaking with Chief Swope, he sent me a graph for certain areas in Dearborn Heights showing that crime rate is actually down in Dearborn Heights. So whatever the police department is doing, they're doing something correct, they're doing something right. And I have that graph that I can share with you if you'd like it as well. And I can share it with the young gal as well. But I know that's not what you want to hear.
How do we know? Let me answer.
Hold on, hang on. I let you finish. I'm going to start your time. I know that's not what you want to hear, but the reality is the police department is doing a phenomenal job and they're doing their best. And, with a growing community, like Dearborn's a growing community, you're always going to see crime. Crime's never going to go away.
Yeah, but there's ways to fight crime. See, that's what you guys don't understand. There's ways to fight it. And these guys don't have experience. Let me say something to you. No police department in the world will give you the right graph of the crime rate. Everybody wants to sit there and say, oh, there's no crime. But there is crime. And that's a promise, and take it to the bank. Certified with 3 signatures. You're telling me you're going to come insult me and tell me there's no crime? You know what? Tomorrow I'm going to send a FEMA information like I did to Dearborn. And I'm going to show you every police report and how much the crime is today and the crime was last year, and we'll talk about it. I don't want to see no graph. That graph don't mean nothing to me. I can make you a fake graph right now with fake news. It's called TCD fake news. Very simple, Mr. Baydoun.
Thank you, Mr. Shaheen.
Thank you. Issa Shaheen, please, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Issa Shaheen.
Okay, you're welcome.
Anything else?
No, I just wanted to tell you, safe holidays for everybody. Don't eat too much Baydoun. If you eat too much, you're going to sit there and be like a turkey, I'm not trying to insult you, Council Chair, but don't eat too much, please.
Your time is up, Mr. Owen. Mr. Shaheen.
All right, have a great one.
Thank you.
Don't tell him Mr. Ayun, you're disrespecting. Please call me Issa Shaheen, please.
Mr. Issa Shaheen.
I recognize myself as Issa today. Please do not insult. Thank you. Have a great one.
Thank you. You got to mute him.
Would you like a response, sir?
It's not even.
No.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, I want a response.
He heard you.
Mute this guy. No, Neva Cash.
Oh, my God.
Mute this guy. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else in the audience? Anyone else on Zoom?
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn by Councilwoman Menalowski Maxwell.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries.